Welcome to the Intelligent Idea Topic Podcast.
Hey, here we go. We should do the Joe Rogan countdown from now. 3, 2, 1. Hey, you're in? All right. Hey, guys, welcome back to the Intelligent Idea Talkers Podcast for the week of 9/21/2024, Saturday evening, night. Yep. Once again, thank you. I'm your host D.
This is Juice.
This is Zero.
We're back, man. We're back for another one, man. You know?
Yep. So yeah, all right. So I talked to you guys a little bit beforehand on this topic we're about to talk about right now, which is so there's these two podcasters, right? Just jumping into it. There's two podcasters. They do reaction videos and stuff like that. They're pretty popular on TikTok, YouTube. I not super familiar with them. I'm old. But I think the names are butchering this, James and Fuhad, and they're two British black dudes, right? And so they recently got into some controversy, right, over some comments they made on so they're doing a US tour. They're going from state to state on other people's shows in states. Just doing interviews and talking and chopping it up, yada yada, trying to get some new, I guess, watchers or whatever. And so what happens is they get into a conversation on a show, which name I forgot, but the host of the show was a comedian called Andrew Schultz. I don't know if you guys know.
I've seen a couple of his podcasts. I'm not really a big Andrew Schultz fan. I think I would lean more Joe Rogan as far as like an interviewer type podcaster, but Andrew Schultz is cool, you know. But he was funny. He's funny sometimes though.
Yeah, he can be funny. Like, I don't really follow him. I've seen him. I like, his face is familiar. I know I've seen him from here or there, but
yeah,
I don't really like follow him either. Probably because I'm old. But so anyway, I'm gonna play this clip, which is one of the points of contention that has been brought to me, by our number one fan, as a Dr. K is in the comments. Very, very clearly not with these guys. But all right, I'm gonna play the clip. And then we'll discuss and see if we come on the same side of this, or whatnot. So just put this up.
Girlfriend effect. She just
wait. What is the black girlfriend effect? This
you might don't know about
glow up the other culture.
Yeah, so you'll see a guy who's had a black girlfriend. All of a sudden, he's got buzz cut, like clean shape up. Glows up, bro.
I like that.
Glows the fuck up.
They shave their hair because they start losing it. Because they're so stressed being around this black girl complaining about shit all the fucking time. That's why they gotta shave their hair.
Nah, bro. White guys with black girlfriends, they
grow a beard because there's more cushion when they get slapped the fuck out of.
That's hilarious.
I think the black girlfriend effect. It might be a protective instinct, bro.
You think?
Protective. Yeah. Do you guys? Have you ever had black girlfriends?
Yeah.
Have you ever had white girls?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. What's your favorite?
We love them all.
Yeah.
Oh really?
We love them all.
Yeah.
That means white.
Yo, who gets?
That means white.
Hey, let me know translation.
Kendrick fans, get him!
We love them all.
That's royal English.
All right. So that's like the gist of what went down. And so they got some backlash over this. And I guess like, hold on, let me. So I guess like the question is, like, I guess I want to see, did y'all have a problem with that?
Yeah. I mean,
I'll let me come up front. I'll just say I'll break. Like, I felt it was a little bit like unnecessarily like negative towards like if you have, I've only ever dated black women, right? So when I've like dealt with black women, I've never had that like experience of like, she gonna slap you or she gonna like or she gonna like nag you or something? Whatever he was trying to say. Like I haven't had that. Like girlfriend. Like if you have a girlfriend, you're dating somebody, you get in arguments, right? You married somebody, you're gonna have disagreements. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna like. But as far as nagging or like. And I guess it's possible for everybody's relationship is different, right? But like,
hang on, just let me ask you: let's clarify. Are you talking about a problem with Andrew Schultz, like joking about the hairline for the slap, or are you talking about the two black guys saying that they were inferring that when they love all types that they preferred white women? The other guy was like, well, that means white girls.
Well, that's the thing. Like they didn't say that. That was some other guys said that. They didn't,
but it could have been insinuated, and
well, I don't feel like it would have been a problem if they just said like, nah, I like white girls, but like, well, you know what? Let me take that back. Yeah, that would have probably been some heat, right? But at the same time, I feel like them saying we love all women is the correct response.
It is a correct response, right?
But then the other guy was like, that means that white women, and I'm looking. I hear that. I'm like,
it might not mean white. It might mean non-traditional African American or African. No black girls, basically. You know what I mean? It could have meant that. That could have been inferred as well.
So I was going to jump off. I was just going to jump off the whole comment as far as like, what do you guys think about the comment of black women being this particular way that Andrew Schultz was making that they were laughing at?
Some black women can. Go ahead.
So, well, so this is tough because like that could literally apply to anyone, right? Like that could like it doesn't have to be like it didn't have to be pinpointed to a particular race. At the same time, maybe it's been his experience that like all the black women he's ever dealt with are like that, or it could just be it could be that maybe he's following the stigma that black women are difficult or something, which is a stigma, I believe. Like it could apply to anybody. So like
the angry black woman.
So like it's very I don't know how to feel about this, because this could be just like their experience, and I'm not defending like the stigma or whatever, but like it could have been just like his experience. Maybe they're speaking from being hurt by like women in general, and it does come across as misogynistic, and especially towards a particular race. But it's still like one of those things. Like I don't know. It's very. I don't know. For me, maybe I need more details. Like,
But like, it felt like misogynistic towards black women, and I guess like we're talking about misogynistic and racist. Yes. Towards a race, it felt what's so misogynistically racist, racistly misogynistic. Like
it's just
racistly.
Like, I don't know. Like I've personally, like I've been with black women, and some of them have been difficult, and some of them haven't.
I was just thinking that.
Like I like just straight up, like some of them have been difficult, some of them haven't, and I'm not married to a black woman right now, right? Like so, like but that does not mean that I wouldn't, like if cards were off the table or on the table or whatever, but like it doesn't mean I wouldn't date a black woman just because some of them have been difficult in my past. But again, that's my unique situation, so it's like one of those things where it's, I don't know, like I would say overall, just to kind of wrap up this kind of stream of consciousness, but like I say overall, it did come, the conversation was misogynistic. It was racist towards one group of women, and I think I want to end it with a question, like what it's kind of weird as fuck. But like, what was the backlash exactly that they got? Because I don't think you ever got to that.
So, well, okay. So let me just to throw that in there. So, what mainly the issue is that I think Dr. K mentioned in the comments. It's like so their audience is majority black women,
Okay.
right? So they have I don't know, they got a lot of backlash from their viewers, just being two young, strapping young fellows, right, who are funny. They got a pretty good audience. And it turns out it's a lot of black women, and so I feel like a lot of black women had some feelings about that, like that commentary.
I'll say from my experience,
so. Yeah.
I have dealt with black women in particular. Those are the women who I've never been married, but I've claimed as, girlfriends or whatever. And, and I have
significant others
outside of my race. But black women primarily are what I personally have experienced. And like Frank said, it's up to everybody's individual experiences, right? But for me, I'm gonna try to draw a correlation between impoverished communities, right, and the capitalism side of so it turns into a man versus woman thing, right? Like your level of worth is judged by, typically in this capitalist society, by what you own, right? So coming out of our parents' generation, and you're coming out of welfare states and desegregation, right? Like a lot of black men got locked up. Now everybody's due their own experience. Some of us had both of our parents, some of us didn't, but communities were destroyed, and where primarily the black man was incarcerated at a larger clip than any other race. And it's probably, I haven't looked at any statistics, still like that to this day, right? So you create in subsequent generations I don't need you mentality. Now, this is, for me, speaking from the standpoint of having dated black American women, right? So it becomes an I versus you thing. And I think at the end of the day, it still comes down to being a man, and you need to be treated as a man, right? And the reason that a lot of black men, I would think, now I don't mean to disrespect any black American women, okay?
Sorry.
But it's just the attitude factor. And y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Preface is like,
you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. I don't mean to offend any potential viewers who can come on. I'm not trying to dissuade black women, but there is a level, you guys know what I'm talking about. There's a maturity to relationships that you have to have, and it can't be I versus you. It has to be we. And I think because they grew up out of generations where the man wasn't there, or he was running. He might not even been in jail. He might have just been running away from his family. Don't really know how to, and we're seeing the results of that social experiment back then, today, where you have a lot of disjointed relationships. And I think it's just going to take time for a lot of black women in particular to climb out of that way of thinking, because I've dealt with a lot of black women who say it's I versus we, and there is no more I. When you're in a relationship, there's no more I, it's we now, regardless of race, and I think
I get that.
would choose to turn away because they have had to deal with some of those attitude issues, it could be a possibility. So I thought it was funny when the other guy, whoever that was, said that means white. I thought it was, I chuckled, I thought it was funny, but it wasn't offensive at all.
The thing is, I didn't take it as like, well, I don't know. I don't want to say it was offensive, but I took it as like, when the other guy said, oh, you mean white? I don't know. Me personally, I was like, no, the fuck, that's not what I meant. Like, why would you, like, for me, that feels like he's trying to put words in my mouth. Like, nigga, I didn't say that shit. Like, I said I love all women, right? and maybe that's just me, but I'm like, yeah, like maybe because I don't really white women like that, like, but like I'm just like, why would you just assume that like I meant like you're projecting like that's what you fucking feel like, but don't put that shit on me, bro. Like the fuck you talking about? Like I said, I love all women, and as far as like the whole comment of like I get like black women go through different black women's experiences in this world, and I'm gonna push it back further than the whole capitalistic drug war. I think shit goes way back to slavery. I was reading some bell hooks, and that shit will fucking change your perspective on black women, and what they went through versus the black man's experience. But that's a conversation for another topic, or a conversation for another time. But like black women's experience is different, you know, and I feel like like there's a certain approach that they take to relationships, and an approach they take to dealing with controversy, right? And I don't want to. And to me, it feels like shallow just saying it's attitude, right? Because attitude implies like they got a bad attitude. It doesn't talk about, or it doesn't like address like the conditions in which brought them to this place nurtured, right? as a group of, as the entire section of black women, right? And not all black women act the same, obviously, right? And some people you always have demeanors and temperaments and everything, but like black women have, now I'm talking about like the rebel hooks. It goes back. Black women have never been in a situation where they had to rely on their men. Like black women have always worked.
I think there was a time.
Black women have always.
And that's why I tried to draw the line between the capitalism and the welfare state. When you took the man out of the home, she had to depend on someone. Right, like first it was a slave master, slavery.
But you're assuming that the man was in the home to begin with, right? The man was like, here, remember, like men who were doing jobs, their jobs weren't paying them shit because at that time we're talking about like
the man was
this is unskilled labor that men were doing. It was unskilled labor. They weren't bringing in much money.
But today,
black women always had to work as well.
Back then wasn't like today, and true, they did, right? But it wasn't like today. It wasn't like $100 today is the value of $100 back then. I mean, there's a correlation between cost and expense. So you might not have got paid much, but you were there to nurture your family. And it just, to me, I think that was a big thing that led to this, you know, and now you're right. Attitude is not the right word, but the environment in which that attitude was nurtured. The I don't need you part is what men, I think a lot of black men feel they are not, you know, you still need the respect as a man. You can't talk to me as if I'm your man, you can't talk to me like I'm your friend or your child, or, you know what I mean? Like, you guys know what I'm talking about, the attitude.
No, like that's the thing. Like, what do you mean talk to you like your child? Like, look, if she's talking to you in an abusive manner, then you got a problem, right? But like, if she's telling you if she's telling you the truth, right, and you don't want to hear it, that's another thing, right? Like, if she's like, "Yo, you didn't do this. You said you're gonna do this." You're like, "Oh my God, quit nagging me." Well, that's you problem, right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I agree. The black American woman experience is different than every other.
A black woman will tell you shit you didn't do that you were supposed to do.
But I think the black experience in itself is different than every other, you know, culture, right? Like the black American experience is different. We've never been before, you know, before now. So, you know, it comes down to everybody's experiences, and, you know, people are going to bicker. I don't care how happy you are, so it doesn't come down to race. Like, you can't help who you love. You know, I don't believe that because I'm a black man, I have to fall in love with a necessarily a black woman. Now, I've been with black women, but I don't feel that them being black means I have to love them. You know what I mean? Like, we
Nobody's saying that.
And I think that because the black American women experience is so unique, that's why they are mad, right? Like, if he would have said, yes, if he would have been like, you like black girls? And he'd have said, yeah, black girls only, black girls. Would Iraqi women be as mad as black American women are at him?
His audience isn't really, I mean, as far as we know, the audience isn't really Iraqi women.
The black women, but like, what if he had an Iraqi audience? What if he had a Brazilian audience? Would they be as mad? What if any other race, would they be mad if he would have said he loves black girls? Black American women. Are they you said they're British. So what are these guys even famous for? What are they famous for?
It's podcasting. Shit we trying to do.
Yeah. If he would, I just wonder if any other culture of women would have been upset. It's interesting. It raises a question. I don't know. And does that mean that? I'm sorry, Frank. Go ahead.
Nah, I was just gonna say real quick. I think it just goes back to what I was saying before, where it's like everybody's different. Even if we're focusing right now on talking about black women and their experience, each of them are individuals of their own, of their own upbringing, of their own circumstance. So I think this conversation is incredibly broad and nuanced at the same time. And I don't know, like, to be honest, I don't know, where we can kind of go from here, as far as like.
Do you think they deserve this kind of heat?
No.
These guys are.
Wait, the guys you mean?
Yeah. So there's two things here, right? You have the guys, right? The podcasters. So they're getting heat from their audience for their response to this guy, this comedian making this. Look, I'm gonna call it what it is. That shit was a racist ass joke. Like, I feel like that shit is, huh?
The Schultz guy.
Yeah. That felt like needlessly.
Anyway. He says little edgy things, but
that felt needlessly like. Y'all talking about like here, the way the conversation started out was they was like, yo, the whole black girl glow up, right? Or something. So it was like, when the white guy starts dating the black girl, they get the line up, right? They go to beard, they got a certain look. Everybody talks about the fucking look. White guy gets the fade, he's dating a white girl or a black girl, right? And he was like, okay, so yeah, but that guy took that shit and made it like that's a joke. That's like everybody joking about that. He was like, because black women be smacking. Sorry.
But he's a little edgy anyway, because he does say certain things like that. But I didn't see a problem. Every race has their little racist tropes that they think. You know what I mean? At least
I think a good comedian is not racist.
At least he's comfortable enough
to
don't say
racist shit
out in front of me instead of behind my back, right? Like, they were talking about a white guy dating a black girl. It's kind of the same thing as what a white guy would think about how a black girl treats the black man. I mean, you know what I mean? It's not like he said anything disparaging. You know what I'm saying? That's what white people think. That's what they think. So it's, you know what I'm saying? Or
I don't know, man.
I'm not saying white. Any other non-black, that might be some of the ways that. What are some of the things that we think about white people that, now
is it racist though?
Yeah, it could be. Well, okay, so like white people like
in terms of discrimination, right? Like discriminatory, like, huh?
You know how they say like white people like mayonnaise, right? Is that racist?
Not racist.
Did you say that?
That's not racist.
So what made what he said racist? That he thinks that black women smack their black men upside the head. So what?
Yeah. No, what made it racist is that he took that shit. He took a regular joke and made that shit into like a disparaging comment about black women, like saying black women are aggressive and black women are like apparently smacking people like their boyfriends or whatever. Like, have you ever been smacked by your girl?
Of course not.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I've never experienced that. All I did with black women, like, I've never experienced that shit. It's just weird to me. And maybe maybe he has, right? So I don't want to like speak on his experience, but like keep that shit to yourself. Don't make that on a such a large platform, such a negative angle. You're just gonna throw it out of nowhere, like out the blue, just like, yeah, black women be smacking the shit out of people.
Bro,
what are you talking about?
I've never been smacked, but I did have one situation where I was in an argument, and it was a black girl, a black American girl. I want to clarify my experience. These guys are British, right?
Yeah, these guys are British.
Their audience, black British women or black American women? Because I think there's a difference. Like Frank said, everybody has their own experiences. So the black American woman experience might not be the same as the black British woman.
That is true. That's true.
So, there's separate, I'm speaking from a black woman perspective, but it was one time I was dating this one, and you guys,
I'm not never a black woman.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, she was talking. She was arguing.
Sorry.
Look, we was arguing, and she got close with her finger. She didn't like nudge me in the head, but she
with the finger mush.
That's what he's talking about. And they know that. They poke fun at that in movies and everything all the time.
Yeah.
They know that shit. At least he's comfortable. Andrew Schultz in particular is comfortable enough to tell us.
Someone will tell you about yourself. Some niggas can't take that shit.
To my eye, bro. I was like, dog, don't touch me. Don't do it.
I don't know. Maybe this is one of those things. Maybe this is one of those things like.
And I've never hit a woman either. I'm sorry, Frank, but I've never hit a woman either. So I've never gotten in any kind of physical altercation. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, let us say
once it gets physical,
just to be clear. Let me be clear.
Once it gets physical, it's over. Like,
that's right.
Oh, that woman.
Look, as a man, if I punch my girl in the head, how do I come back from that? How do I say sorry for that? You don't.
Can't do that shit. Nope.
Yeah, like, I'm sorry I punched you in the head. Like, no, you like this. That's it. All right, Frank, I'm sorry.
Nah, you're good, man. Like, I think, I don't know, man. This is kind of a weird, like, not all of them situation, right? Like, all right, let me share a bit of a personal story about that kind of relates to this, as far as individual experiences with black women and how they are perceived by the individual, and themselves. As far as how they're influenced. Anyway, so like I said before, I've dated black women, and like I said, some of them were difficult, some of them were not. Has not really affected my outlook on them whatsoever. But my brother, unfortunately, he's dated more black women than anything, and his experiences have been largely negative. And that has, of course, shaped his opinion of them. Like, he's extremely misogynistic, especially towards black women. And I have a funny feeling that, getting a little more personal here, I have a funny feeling that my mom has contributed to that outlook of black women, because my mom is not exactly she's not a great black woman. I'll say that, and I can say that because I've experienced how she's like. So while the way my mom was with us didn't really like affect my outlook, I look at the person, I look at the individual. My brother has kind of like taken that, and like it has very much shaped his viewpoint on black women. Like, it's really fucking sad. And he might be more inclined to like not see an issue with like anything that was said in the video, but at the same time, he also would not recognize that there is an issue with what was said. And I really, really think it comes down to the individual. I really, really think, like Dr. K said, that the audience is largely black women or black people, right? Black people with the two podcasters, but like, it's very much about like how their I believe it's very much how their individual experiences have shaped their viewpoint on how things led up to this and why they said this, and about how Andrew Schulz was kind of like edging them on, and his experiences are also different from theirs, and it's kind of like a mess of a thing that I don't know if we're ever gonna like should they have gotten backlash for this? Maybe that's because their audience is predominantly black women.
Yeah.
Right. So of course black women are gonna feel a certain kind of way.
Like, know your audience, man. Like,
but at the same time, they are all individuals themselves. So now, did every black woman audience member get upset? We don't know.
Probably not. No, definitely not.
But probably not. So it's like one of those things that like it's extremely nuanced and extremely high level, and it's a lot to kind of like unpack. But they did say what they said, and we here recognize that there was racism, that it was tinged with racism, and it was outwardly misogynistic, all for the sake of a joke, bad joke, but
joke, right?
But they said it. Now we kind of understand them a little bit more, I guess, and it's.
Yeah. Do you guys think that? So you guys don't think they should be like canceled for this? Like,
no.
Canceled? Because I don't really believe in canceling, but canceled.
I mean, nobody cares about my opinion, but canceled.
Is that what's happening?
No, they released an apology, and so I feel like their apology. There's a whole nother angle to this where like they released an apology, and they're talking about like how they were just trying to move on past the conversation. They laughed, but they felt like it was like a kind of like they were in a situation. They said it was a fight or flight response where they were laughing because the host made a joke. And I feel this because here, who hasn't been in a situation where somebody said some crazy shit and you're just like, I'm not gonna challenge. I'm let's just fucking get past it, whatever. Like, so you laugh it off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, you're in the middle of an interview.
I personally feel like, yeah, like you're on this guy's show.
It's the same reason why Will Smith laughed, right? Everybody gets on Will Smith for laughing, right? Remember that? Remember the Will Smith laugh thing? That's why he was on the Oscars.
So you mean before you slapped Chris Rock?
Wait,
yeah, remember? Yeah, hey, you were laughing too. It's just a reaction thing. I'm a laugh.
Yeah, like you're laughing, and then in hindsight, you're like, "Oh, I should probably smack the shit out this thing."
Yeah. Hey, we can start a whole other podcast on that. That shit is so crazy, bro.
So, oh, I didn't like that. That was some bullshit, man. Hold on, son. So they probably should have smacked the shit out of Andrew Schulz at that minute, at that time.
No, I don't think so, and I don't think Andrew Schulz was racist. I don't think what he said.
You don't think that shit was racist?
No, it was a community joke. He's not part of the black community, but he still.
That's what makes it racist.
Yeah, that's what.
Like if a black dude said that, I feel like I would have gave him a little bit more leeway. But this white dude on the outside who hangs out with black people sometimes, now you gonna start making jokes on black women? I don't think you get to do that shit.
My experience personally is the black American male experience, right? So I think that black people in general, American people, are some of the most accepting groups of people, right? Because we've never gotten a chance to be really racist, right? We've never had economic power over another. Racism is what you think. It's also, the economic hold you have on someone, right? Like, stealing diamonds from Africa, that's racism in a sense, right? You know what I mean?
That is definitely racist because if
the people of the land are not benefiting from that at the same clip of somebody from another race.
That's politically, like a policy level, like that's systemically racist, right? Where you have laws in place to take advantage or put certain people in certain situations, and it kind of outlines it's not 100%, but it's like 99% of this particular race is inconvenience. Yeah,
right. And so like I think that black people are some of the most accepting, and like I said, we've never really had a chance to be racist. So it's what he said. Was it racist? I don't think so. It was just a stereotype that all we have about other race. But like I said, white people like mayonnaise. All right, what's another stereotype we think about some other race? I don't know. It don't even have to be racist at its core. Just the fact that you think it when you don't know a person, an individual. As Frank said,
Claudia made a good
has their own experience. Just because we think something about Asians doesn't mean it's true. But that's how society breaks down.
Can I say one thing real quick, D? I'm gonna go back against something that you said. I don't know if this is what you were insinuating, but like you said that basically black people don't have the room to be racist or can't be racist. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true at all. Black people can absolutely be racist.
Against white people or Asians?
Against anyone, against their own.
I don't.
Against anyone.
There is a black congressman running in North Carolina who's like, I'm a black Nazi, like up front.
We know. I know you're talking about like the Candace Owens thing, right? Sorry. Like she's racist against her. I see what you're saying.
I'm not talking about that specifically.
But we know that white people. I've heard white people call other white people white trash. So we don't generally think about white people being racist against other white people, but it happens, right? Irish didn't like, the Italians. You know what I mean?
So no. I think we're deviating a little bit. I'm saying you insinuated, and again, I wasn't sure if that was your complete point, but like you insinuated that black people don't have the room to be racist, and that's not true.
It's in my experience. I've never met anyone a black person. Now I live in Northern Virginia. It's a bubble. I get it, right? Everybody's entitled to their own experience, and I'm sure. To me, there, of course, obviously, there are some black people who can hate another race of people, because they are different from them. But I have never met any black person who has hated someone because they are Asian. Like I'm talking about, like truly hate.
What do you mean truly hate? Like that's
the racist.
You haven't met every single black person in the world.
Well, yeah, obviously, yeah.
Also, truly hate isn't the criteria for racism. So truly hate is like immeasurable, and it's not the criteria for racism.
Racism to you is a joke about how I think. What if I said that white people like that? What if I said white women like to tie their husband's shoelaces together? Is that racist for me to think? You know what I mean?
No, is it the part?
Is it the part that he said that black women?
That's funny, silly.
Is it the part that he said where black women slap their black men? That's the racist part that you're talking about.
No, it's not like a particular sense. It's a what's the word?
Thinking something about another group of people that
it's a malicious. Racism comes with a malicious intent, right? So a lot of it is intention, right? So when you make a comment like, so you're talking about something off topic and you go out of your way to make a derogatory comment about a group of people
that you don't understand.
That you don't understand. That's the racist part, right?
But that could be
it's because it's harmful, right? Because it's derogatory, especially on a platform like their show, right?
Andrew Schultz is edgy a lot, though. He is.
That's not an excuse.
But you also know that there is colorism, right, and amongst black people, right? Like,
yeah, you tend to get the whole dark skin versus light skin thing. Even how the standards of beauty, right? Like if somebody's dark, that's the first thing they're so dark.
Tends to be more towards the European, right?
Yeah, right, right.
Complexion, right?
Standard of beauty, right?
Do you think colorism is racism?
No, we're all black. We're all black, bro. We're all black.
It is, though.
It is though. And I don't
literally
100%. It is though.
I don't think colorism, because does colorism exist with any other group of people? Is that just a black thing?
Yes, it does.
Yes,
Yes, it does.
absolutely.
Yes.
India is definitely
the
one of
biggest
those.
example.
Africa, India, like Brazil,
Hold
like
on.
there's
We're
so
talking
many
about black
races,
versus the lighter.
levels.
We're talking about black versus the lighter
Oh,
skin.
my bad.
So
Yo,
white people are excluded from this level of racism. This is just skin tone.
Oh, Claudine, my bad. I didn't know if we were on a similar wavelength just now, but Claudine said the same fucking thing.
Yeah, she literally just said that, John.
I'm used to it. It's always y'all versus.
No. It's not about it being your word, our word against whoever's word against whoever.
That's what sparks the debate.
I'm trying to see how you're thinking, because like if you colorism is absolutely a form of racism, like Claudine just said, right? Colorism is a form of racism, even though maybe the definition of racism may apply from race to race. In colorism, it's still isolating a group of people, even at the same, like you said, we're all brown, we're all black,
the darker
just because they're darker, just because they have a darker complexion. In India, there's a fucking caste system that's still practiced to this day, where darker skinned Indian people are lower on the totem pole. Now,
literally
it's not
treated less
extreme. It's not as extreme as it was in the past, but it's still followed. It's still followed to this day. Mm-hmm. Lighter skinned or fairer skinned. I always hated that shit.
Yeah.
Fairer skinned people in India are given more benefits, are considered more attractive, are given more chances to succeed.
I learned this today, that in South Africa, like as far as ranking of like people go, like of course dark skinned people are at the bottom of the rank, but apparently apparently the ranking of like how you're treated in society is, and this is post-apartheid, so it's still going, obviously, because it never really leaves, but it's white, Indian, mixed, like black and white mixed, like Trevor Noah, and black. It's still ranked, and they're still treated differently. Just the opportunities are still limited, right? And maybe not be on paperwork anymore, but the same. And that's the thing, right? Like racism comes with a malicious intent to go out of your way to make a person less than, or make a person or a group of people what they are not, going out of their way to make a stereotype seem like it's real, right? So like when you say, is it racist to say white people women tie their husband's shoes together, like that's a thing you can say about a group of people, and maybe some white women have done that, but it's not detrimental to all white women, right? Mm-hmm. Nobody's like walking down the street like,
so you're saying
I tie my shoes together. Like it's not dangerous. It's not malicious. It's not like it's silly.
You're saying what Andrew Schultz did was detrimental to all black people. Then
yes. I think that what he said. He says it's a joke. I'm just joking. But what he said, one, he wasn't laughing. Like, and then two, he said it came out of a place of like
hurt.
Black. I've heard
too
black
hurt. He seemed like it was too hurt. Like or to disparage black women,
an entire group of women.
For no reason. Not that you need reasons, but even still, just like
I think he was well within his rights. As I mean, what he said. I think who's the guy who got locked up? Who's the guy who had the podcast? Russian guy. You know what I'm talking about? Self-help.
Sorry. Russian guy self-help.
Yeah,
Russian self-help got locked up. Epstein,
real famous guy. He had like a big following. Dudes.
What did he get locked up for?
Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate. Right. I think what Andrew Tate said was way more controversial than what Andrew Schultz said in particular. I think black women should be more offended at things that Andrew Tate said than Andrew Schultz. When you
As
compare
far as
the
I'm
two,
aware,
Well,
like
we're
nobody
not
is
now,
fucking
now,
with
now,
Andrew
talking
Tate.
about
I bring
Like,
that up. I bring that up.
Andrew
I
Tate's a
bring that up
terrible
to say
person.
that
Like,
Andrew Schultz. I bring that up to say that Andrew Schultz and Tate, they are within their rights to say what they want to their audience. It comes down to people whether they want to listen. Now, if that's what Andrew Schultz thinks, you have the right not to listen to what he's
Tate did
thinking.
not get locked up because of what he said. He got locked up for what he did.
Did.
Oh, okay, well, fine. But you know what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the fact. The point was not that he got locked up. The point was his audience, right? So Andrew Schultz said what he said, right? Are black women going to stop listening to Andrew Schultz because of this? I mean, what's the point of
I don't know if black women will listen to Andrew Schultz.
What he said was so racist, which I don't think a lot of black people would have taken that as racist. I mean,
all right, here.
It was a stereotype, and we all have stereotypes. I don't.
Let me throw this out. Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
I think
like,
this is the thing. We get mad at people for saying things that we don't agree with, but they have the right to have their opinion, right? Like
we're not
what he said was a stereotype, but if that's what he thinks,
that's a stereotype I didn't even know of.
That black women
smack their men, and that's why they grow. That's why white men grow beards and date black women. I've never heard. You heard that before?
You've never seen in a movie.
I've also never heard of them
black
having
women?
the nice clean shape ups and shit like that. And I'm like, the fuck is that coming from?
Of white guys having shape ups. So was he racist against white guys? Were the black guys racist against white guys for saying they get shape up when they date?
The insinuation is that when you end up like if someone of a different race. Or any race.
Because the black guys could have been racist too. They said the guys get shaped up and start looking more.
Because
where's their level of hate?
Let him finish.
Please.
All right, I'm sorry.
It was the insinuation. It was the insinuation that if you wind up with a black woman, that the black woman starts to control you and shape you and mold you in their way to have the nice clean shape up and to it's basically again stereotyping the black woman as being controlling.
So the angst is for Andrew Schultz and not for the guests, because they were. If we're comparing statements, if they thought that the white guys do a certain thing, I mean, was that racist of them to say that they changed their image because of their influence of a black woman? Again, they start looking more black, so to speak.
Going back to the initial
that's
point,
what could have been insinuated. I think the thing is you don't agree with
individualized and nuanced, man. Like,
it's not about agreeing with.
It is.
Like it's like we're not gonna like it's not about agreeing. Like the whole point of this was to see if the backlash that they received was warranted or not.
Like if a guy says something I don't agree with, I don't be like, yo, I don't agree, that's racist. If a guy says something that's racist, I'm like, I don't agree, and that's racist.
I'm confused. Who's getting the backlash here? Andrew Schultz is getting
backlash. Here. They're all getting backlash right now.
They all are.
Yeah.
The two, so I think mainly, correct me if I'm wrong, mainly it's the two guys, right?
From their audience and who's more black adjacent. Right. I don't think Schultz has a big black audience. I don't know. I don't follow him.
I think he does because he started out podcasting with Charlamagne the God from the Breakfast Club. So
okay,
that's how
so maybe he does
because I used to listen to Charlamagne. I don't like Charlamagne that much anymore either, man. Like he just too kind of political pop for me. Andrew Schultz either, but I ran into him a few times through Charlamagne the God. So, yeah. He's edgy. He said stuff like that. They bounce that off each other. Him and Charlamagne would say, "Oh, white people like the da da da." That's how they would interact with each other, man. That's not new for Andrew Schultz. He's not just pulling that out of nowhere. That's how his audience
is it racist though?
Hearing him. His audience is used to hearing him say things like that.
Say racist shit.
Was it racist? Because what?
I still think that was racist. I still think that shit was racist, man.
All right, so y'all seen stand-up comedy before, right? Like, like racist prejudice jokes are a huge hit with stand-up comics, right? The thing is, I think
Racist jokes, I don't think so. That's the thing. Like, sorry, like
huge.
Racist jokes.
No. Okay, so let me just finish
racist jokes. Like racy is a thing. Like you can talk about other races. That's a thing.
Let me finish.
But racist.
Let me finish.
Sorry.
So yeah, like kind of like towing that line, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even if you're watching the stand up, you don't even have to be.
Hold up, your mic just dropped. I can't hear you.
Through your screen. Oh shit.
No, you're good.
Wait, and
Can you hear me?
You're good. Yeah, you came back in.
Now it's a delay.
I'll be back.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, D.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
All right, keep going, Frank. We can hear you.
Oh no, I'm gonna have to add him back in. Let me take this minute to run back some of Dr. K's comments.
This is where we need to have some,
James said
we need to have some advertising right here, bro. Anybody want to
after these messages?
Podcast, you know.
All right, here you go. All right.
How about now?
Yeah, we're good now.
Hey, this is where we need a Manscaped sponsorship or something like that. You know what I mean? I'm like, Manscaped, take care of your nether regions. You know what I'm saying? Like, little read off.
Take care of the Netherlands.
So let me finish the point before I get cut off again. But so like it's like kind of towing the line even through the screen, right? You can tell like which ones are like kind of towing the line really well with being funny, but yet still addressing like, you know, the subject of race. And then you can tell which ones are just outwardly racist as fuck. Like you could feel the hate. You know, inside the joke, you could feel the hate coming from the individual, be it through their own experiences, circumstances, or whatever. So, it's like, it's about understanding that we can be racist. We all can be racist. We all have the capability of being racist, unfortunately, and it has a lot to do with. I feel like it has a lot to do with our own experiences, how we're brought up, how we're taught, you know, the people we meet, the people we come across, right? I think that all has a bearing on like how we as individuals perceive the outside world, to be able to make these insinuations, to make these assumptions. And in the case of stand-up comedian like Andrew Schultz and the two podcaster dudes, like, I feel like that has a lot to do with their own individual experiences. I don't know, you know, the thing is, like, it was racist, man.
Yeah.
There are stereotypes. Okay.
There are stereotypes.
I guess in my head, I'm drawing levels to this racism shit.
I'm drawing all stereotypes are racist.
I'm drawing levels to this racism shit. Now,
there are
random comments about a stereotype that you think, to me, I guess in a PC world, it is racist. I mean, I don't know.
Yo, we could go down all the fucking stereotypes about black people right now.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Right, and
we like biscuits and chicken. You're the only one like biscuits.
So do you feel?
Right.
Like the fried chicken one. Yo, everybody fucking loves fried chicken. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Fried chicken do fuck people.
But the idea that only black people will go out of the way for fried chicken is the racist part of that, right?
Yo, and you know what didn't help?
They go out of their way for that.
You know what really didn't help us? You remember the Popeyes chicken sandwich?
Yes, I know.
That shit did not fucking help, bro. People were getting
those
killed.
lines.
People were getting killed. Literally, people were getting
car
murdered.
Accidents.
Like, yo,
craziness.
What the fuck? Anyway, my point.
We do love the chicken from Popeyes,
but everybody loves the fucking.
Everybody loves it. Dude, right after I ran that run, I went straight to Popeyes and I got and I crushed it, and it was so good.
That's the problem with these.
That's not because I'm black. That's not because I'm black.
Right?
Because it's delicious.
It was a good sandwich. Because it was a good sandwich. I just happened to be a black man.
It was great.
I just happened to be a black man that purchased the sandwich and found it good, delicious.
I think
My
a lot of
point-
reason that black people get so sensitive about stereotypes about black people is because there's so many of them about us. You know what I'm saying? That's
Oh,
the problem. Like,
No.
yes, it is. That we
Wait,
like
here.
this
The question
chicken,
is,
that we
why
like
are there
watermelon.
so many? The question is, why are there so many
women
about
beat their
us?
men? You know what I mean?
My question to you, D. Do you think that like do you have like a dichotomy of like which stereotypes are racist and which aren't?
No, it's just some are more racist than others, and
Okay,
I
you
don't
literally
think this
just-
one's rated high on the racism scale for me. You know what I mean? It was just a little pun that he said that was, "Hey, haha," you know. Like,
But it
I could
wasn't
say that
haha
all
because
white-
I'd never heard that shit before. He just made that shit
black,
up.
we've never seen a movie or any media where the black woman was bullying the black man. We've seen Tyler
No,
Perry
that's not what the
movies.
joke was.
We've seen Tyler Perry movies. Now Tyler Perry pokes fun at black couples versus each other all the time, and we don't say he's well, obviously.
Wait. Do you see black women bullying men in Tyler Perry movies?
Yeah, 100%. Yes.
Bullying
most of the
men?
time, most of the time, the
I've
women
only
are
seen
the
a
victims.
couple.
The women are the victims, but there are other cultures. In I think it was Why Did I Get Married? Remember, Michael Jai White was in there, and his wife was very bullish towards him. His new girlfriend, and where the baby's mom, they were, you know, she was very bullish towards him. Yes, you see that all the time.
Wait. I don't remember. I've seen it. I remember Michael Jai White. I
So
remember
if Andrew Schultz saw that movie. Why would he not think? Yeah, they be bullying that woman. I mean,
well,
you know,
because
that's
there
what
was
they
like
think.
13 other black women in that movie who didn't do that.
And again,
there's a stereotype that all
that
black.
one black woman wouldn't make a stereotype unless that's what you want the stereotype to be.
And what you're also not seeing or taking notice of, that's Tyler Perry's interpretation of black men, black women relationships. That is his own individual interpretation of the relationship.
So it's not right.
He does not speak.
But it's the same
He
thought.
does not speak. He speaks for himself in that interpretation. He does not speak for all black people as a whole.
Arguably, though, because of his platform, I say that he does have more pull.
Oh, he has a bigger platform.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, that platform is
he has
a lot.
Huge fucking platform. I'm not going to deny that, but he is still the shepherd of that interpretation of black relationships. It's not. They don't all work out that way. The way you see it, it doesn't work out the exact same way every time for all black people. It just doesn't. They might be realistic in some cases and it might be unrealistic in others.
Yeah. But always remember the reason there are so many stereotypes about black people is really like the reason why is because America had created a racist slave system, abused black people, and even after slavery ended, continued to abuse black people, and even after Jim Crow ended, continued to abuse black people, and did it through media, newspaper, entertainment. Their first big movie, remember, was Birth of a Nation. That shit was a racist KKK propaganda movie. Like, remember, that's why black people have all the stereotypes that are so negative, because they were made by a racist upper class.
And have always been the lowest class citizen for the most part, you know? Like, is there anyone lower than a dark-skinned, homeless black guy? You know what I mean? You know, you see a homeless, dark-skinned black guy, that's probably one of the lowest tiers that you can ever fall to, right? Like, and I think black people have occupied that. And you stopped at Jim Crow, Juice. I think it continued all the way through segregation.
Yeah, I said past Jim Crow.
Through the welfare state. It's a continued legacy. You know what I mean?
I don't think
with just
okay. I think the welfare state is beneficial.
Now there are statistically more white people.
That's a whole other conversation
than black people, but black people are stereotypically the ones most on welfare, right?
Yes, so they're the ones who they attack for being on welfare. They don't attack white people for being on welfare.
The lowest class citizens, we are some of the most dependent group of people on it. You know what I mean? So it's there. It's a legacy. It's there. And these black women, maybe the experiences of these two guys on Andrew Schultz's show is that they've dealt with black women who have gone through that, and you know they would prefer someone of a different race. Now, I thought that's the part that you took offense to, but apparently it's Andrew Schultz, his racism.
No, yeah. My whole thing is Andrew Schultz. Really, like I know a lot of the conversation online is about the guys laughing, and I feel like here
it was funny.
They shouldn't have laughed that hard. Maybe.
Hey, come on, you can't have levels.
Man,
to my
I don't know.
Okay,
well, maybe they shouldn't have laughed. Like I don't know. I felt like when I heard that joke for the first time, I was like, no, I didn't laugh. I was like, whoa.
I'm sorry.
I was like, whoa, like
I know. You know what I laughed at?
I immediately started reflecting. I immediately started reflecting to see if I recall any black women I know behaving like that. And I'm just like, I don't. I went to HBCU, like a lot of black women friends. Like I just don't ever recall like a man needing to grow a beard to defend himself against being slapped by his black girlfriend. Like that's such a weird thing to say.
It was just a joke. It could have been true for white people. He was just talking about, it was a little racist trope. Come on. On a scale of 1 to 10 for the racism scale, what level would you give that comment to Andrew Schultz?
Racist.
Yeah, this is like racist. Okay, it's like 50-50. It's like racist or not racist.
1 to 5? Racist.
1 to 5.
Yeah. That shit was racist.
That's a 5?
Racist.
It is racist. Yeah, I'm moving on this one. Like it's a 50-50, right?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you racist or you not racist. I fell into the racist joke category. Like that was a racist joke.
Yes,
you can make jokes about race.
I agree with that.
Don't make it race. What was that? Bill Burr had a. I can't even say it. Right? He was talking about how like white guys get in trouble with being racist because they say this. They're talking about an Asian. Say this Asian motherfucker.
Yeah. Like the way you say something,
this motherfucking Asian. Black people put the motherfucker in front.
You got to put it before that one.
This motherfucking Asian.
These fucking Asian guys.
Asian motherfucker. You gotta put the motherfucker in the right place.
Yeah. He said black people put motherfucker in the right spot. Yeah.
Right.
He said, man, this motherfucking Asian.
That's a change the whole thing. You can make a joke about race. That's fine. But don't make a racist joke.
Was it in the same set? Was it in the same set that he was talking about some of the differences between white people and black people, about how white people miss like the lotioning themselves summit, the moisturizer?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, white people don't know what ass,
black people, and then black people miss the registering their weapons summit. And I'm like,
oh, yo.
I would love to see that guy live.
Bill Burr can fucking toe the line. He knows how to make the joke. He understands the joke, right?
Like there wasn't like to me when he said all of those things, I'm like, I did not feel any hatred coming my way, but like
I think Andrew Schultz is a comedian as well, but I doubt anybody would fill up his arena. Nobody ain't gonna fill him up. If it was him versus Bill Burr, who you gonna go? Obviously, I'm going to see Bill Burr. So
Bill Burr is more established.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So why can Bill Burr get away with shit that Andrew Schultz can't?
Dude, we just said it. Like he didn't make a racist joke. You can make jokes about race, but don't make a racist joke.
They kind of say So the tone in which Andrew Schultz said it wasn't funny enough.
Not
because if he had said
it, could have whispered it, and it still would have been racist.
Right. Not just tone, intention.
Yeah, it's tension, man. It's like you got to understand, man.
And Bill Burr is funny. I'll give you a pass. Bill Burr is funny.
He's funny as fuck.
He's probably one of the top comedians, bro. Like, me, I'll put Chappelle up there. Outside of the last one, Equanimity. So outside of that one,
I didn't watch that. Here, let me run back some comments from Dr. K. Just to recap some of the points that we might have missed. Fuhad, who's one of the black guys in Nigerian, and James is Irish. Black audience. Okay. So there's this one part that I wanted to talk about. Schultz tried to throw these guys under the bus in their apology. So they made an apology video, and they were talking. That's when I mentioned the fight response. They were just trying to move past the topic, yada yada yada. And so Schultz says that they had their editor or whatever, their agent, whatever, since in the conversation, there were parts that were clipped out, right? Just, I guess, just not being good for consumption for full audience. But they left that part in, right? That we were talking about. And because for whatever reason, their team, the editors, didn't think it was a problem that he had made a racist joke. So yeah, that was part of it. So she's like kind of throwing them under the bus and being like, well, they didn't think it was racist at the time, but now they're apologizing. And
it's
shit.
the Will Smith effect. You know, he laughed. He didn't think it was racist, you know. So Andrew Schultz,
I guess they got to smack the shit out of this thing.
He's trying to take heat off himself. That's what that is. You know?
The thing is, the funny part about that is and I wish I'd added this clip, but like when he was making that statement, he said, well, they didn't take out that part, so or something like that. And one of the people on the panel with him, when he was making that comment, said the part where you made a racist joke. And I'm like, yeah, they probably should have taken out the part where you made that racist joke, Andrew. Like, probably would have been a good thing to do.
I also think like there's not a lot of people, especially like, with the two guys and like, they're probably trying to, develop their platform by going on other people's platforms or whatever. There's not a lot of people that would try to like sabotage that or blow it up right on the spot.
Or like even like
going back at him,
Yeah, they weren't going to debate him. I feel like
right. They I'm not going to say they weren't in a position to, but they were just definitely not so inclined to do that because, like you said, tried to laugh it off, move past the joke. That's just what a lot of people do. Human nature. They don't. They shy away from conflict, and especially in that regard, I'm not excusing it whatsoever. It's just I think that's what happened. Why, and then it's kind of like turned into this bigger thing.
If y'all were in that situation and he said something that you thought was racist, would you be like say you on like Joe Rogan's show and Joe Rogan says some shit, right? That's just like, I think that's racist. Are you gonna be like, hey Joe, that's just fucking racist?
See, though, when you say that, well, you automatically think about that compilation of him saying nigger or whatever it was. You know what I mean? That's
now that you mention it, yeah.
Yeah, but still, I think Joe Rogan is a way better interviewer than Andrew Schultz. I think like with Joe Rogan's level of audience, he has to be a little more. He knows better than to say anything too outlandish. Like, I don't think Joe Rogan would have made the same.
Joe Rogan,
or at the very least, he probably would have said it, and then his team would have edited it out.
Joe Rogan,
right? Yeah, he's got a team behind him. Joe Rogan, his audience is, millions of views. Like, you don't get there without knowing
Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan says crazy shit all the time.
He says, but nothing.
He says dumb shit constantly. He says some anti-Semitic shit pretty recently.
I was on I'm on blackenterprise.com and I read Andrew Schultz's what he said on the show, and it looks a lot worse when you read it. Because I just read it and I got a little mad. Okay, but when I heard it in the moment of the video, I was like, it's just a little joke, But maybe I'm not as sensitive racially as others are, which is their right? Like there are some.
Hey, can you read the quote, D?
You want me to read it?
Yeah, just read it how it's.
All right, hold on.
Just read it.
All right, hold on. They shave their hair because they start losing it because they're so stressed about being around this black girl complaining about shit all the fucking time. Schultz remarked, "That's why they got to shave their hair." Duncan, nah, bro. White guys with black girlfriends. Okay, yeah. So that's the other guy. But okay, it was a little funny,
I didn't have
to just piss me off in print versus the video a little bit. That's all.
I guess that's a good way to determine someone's racist. It's like
when I see racist print, on paper, it got a little bit more.
The racist level rose like 25% on paper and shit in black and white. It's like fuck, this is
okay. So
in Times New Roman is racist as shit.
Hey, so I see another comment by Dr. K just popped up. The problem
Yo,
is that black women.
Like, damn.
Holy Bria, holy shit.
You want to
Yo,
check the
Comic
comments?
Sans, ultimate disrespect.
Sorry. No, you got it. My bad. Go ahead. Hold on, what? You gonna read it?
Oh no, I just saw a comment. You want to check the comments? Dr. K was a really good point.
The real problem is that black women are super disappointed in these two. It's hard to find a safe podcast /
Oh, okay, here you go.
So yeah, that could be the issue. Yeah.
And they thought that they found one, so black women are really hurt.
Yeah.
That's valid.
They should have known better to understand their audience, which maybe Andrew Schulz, because he has said borderline things like this before. Maybe his audience is accepting of what he is saying. You know what I mean? Like, so he thought he was okay, you know, and some people got offended to it. I'm not a regular Andrew Schulz listener, so I didn't take it as offensive as, you know. Yeah, I guess. But it was funny in the moment when he said that means white, and they started chuckling. I chuckled a little bit, you know.
A little racist. A little
stereotypy. A little stereotypy. That's all. I don't know.
Yeah.
Cool, all right. Though. Hey, and Frank said, what'd you say? Something about you know, it was funny. It was a Will Smith joke I thought of like a few seconds ago. I can't remember, but it was funny. He slapped the shit out of Chris Rock, man. I still can't believe it, man. You know.
That he did.
I wish I would have been there on Will's shoulder at that time, man. I would have been like, Will, calm down, man. Come on, man. Don't do it.
That had nothing to do with like racism. I understand.
You're gonna publicly shame yourself.
It had nothing to do with racism. I think that had a lot more to do with the relationship dynamic.
I'd have been like, Will, man, you one of the most.
See, Andrew Schulz would say some racist shit like Jada was gonna smack the shit out of Will Smith because she's a black woman.
Yeah.
Well, that's
and
what
I'm like, that's fucking
everybody
racist.
was making that joke back then. Jada made him do it, all this shit.
But not because he was a black woman. Andrew Schulz because she's a black, because Andrew Schulz would have said because she's a black woman, she would behave in that way. And that's the racist part of it.
He smacked the shit. Okay, we did a podcast like maybe what a week after that or something. That shit was crazy. Damn. All right. Well,
so there was a part just to mention it that I don't want to drag it out, but apparently these guys had some other comments on another show talking about they didn't see attractive women in Atlanta, and that also like this is during the same tour, and so that shit definitely like riled up like his audience. They were just like,
this was before this one.
I think this was before.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, I think it was before. And so like, you know, these guys they kind of put a target on their own backs. You know what I'm saying? Or on their own faces, essentially. Just like know your goddamn audience, man.
Yeah.
But yet their audience still comes back. So, you know, which is what I was saying. Like if you don't like what he said, you don't have to listen, you know. I didn't necessarily have a problem with it. What happened though? It was cool.
Anyway, so we could jump on to the next topic. We gotta kill the hour on this jump. You know what I'm saying?
Because y'all started the whole Alien versus Terminator thing, and I'm ready to go back at Frank on the whole Alien versus Terminator thing, man.
Alien versus Terminator.
You can say whatever you want. Right? You say whatever you want. Do not come at me saying that Terminator Salvation was the best of them all. No. But it's Terminator 2.
I missed
Terminator 2.
I do
closely by
apologize.
Terminator 1, and then the rest.
I might put
T2,
and I might put Salvation next. I might put Salvation
over Terminator 1.
I think so. Terminator 1 only gets hold up because it's the original, but it doesn't hold up in a lot of spots. It holds up because Arnold holds up. He's still like
Arnold,
figure, but like when he's changing his eyeball in the mirror, you know what I mean, cutting his face off to let the eyeball, like those special effects.
Dude, that was cutting edge 90s special effects.
Yes, man.
And Terminator 1 came out in
that fake face cost?
Did Terminator 1 come out in 88 or 80? It came out in 89?
87.
87? Okay. Yeah.
T2 came out in 92.
I might put Salvation higher than that. 91. You guys didn't like Salvation?
No, I liked it.
I didn't say I didn't like Salvation. I'm just saying it's not better than Terminator 2, not in any world.
No, not better than 2.
Like, it's not going to happen. Like, I will fight you on that Like there's no way that Salvation is better than T2. But if you want to talk about Terminator lore and Terminator Salvation in general, how it fits in, let's go.
Well, we can recap Alien, man. I guess. Sweet.
I say we jump on Alien and we talk about Romulus. Give our reviews, our thoughts, and whatever, all that good stuff. And then from there, we could talk about Alien lore and Terminator. Somehow.
Well, there's not a lot of correlation between the two. It's just where is the
era
story going overall? Like,
okay, yeah, we can talk about that.
I don't think. Oh, sorry. Go ahead,
my issue with the Alien franchise as a whole, just real quick, is that the story is still just spinning its wheel. Like I like my stories to be wrapped up. I like a beginning, a middle, and an end. Now I get, when did the first Alien come out? 70, 78? Yeah. So come on, we still don't know any more about the story of the Xenomorphs from now until then. Like, Resurrection was kind of the closest we got to
Covenant and what was it? What was the one after Covenant? Prometheus and Covenant was plenty as far as lore. That was a lot of lore.
Oh yeah, Prometheus and Covenant was great for lore. That's because of the whole Prometheus for me was probably one of the best Alien movies, man.
Yeah,
it was cool. And even though they weren't in it for most of the movie, it was still probably the best one. It's better than Covenant.
So
yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was just gonna say real quick, and you can absolutely continue on. I was just gonna say, I don't think that's the intention behind the Alien movies, at least for the first, the first 30 years of them, right? I don't think that was ever the intention to kind of build,
have a cohesive story.
Yeah, I don't think it was like a build to it. Like, think about it this way: Ripley was supposed to die at the end of the second one, if I'm not mistaken, right? But they changed it up because they liked her as a character. They actioned her up. She got ripped and she got in the fucking mech and punched the shit out of the fucking queen.
Such a great moment,
that, right?
Yeah,
so awesome movie, loved it. But she was supposed to die, and she wasn't supposed to come back for Alien 3, but. It was one of those kind of like James Bond situations. Like, oh my God, we'll give you so much money to come back, and I promise you will give you producer credit and all of that. So there was a lot of behind the scenes stuff where Ripley started to become more of a constant, and maybe that had the illusion of a story build, but it was really Alien. I think is great because they're literally put in the same exact situation. Different people are put in the same exact situation every single time, and it works every single time. It's one of those, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? And it's how are these people gonna deal with this fucking alien, these alien creatures?
It's like Friday the 13th, or Freddy Krueger, it's a murder. It's like Scream. It's like, all right, we just need a monster to kill people.
It's a monster film, right?
A monster movie,
it's a monster movie. It's the exact.
Even in American pop culture, the alien is probably one of the more terrifying creatures we have. I mean, everybody recognizes it. If you
there's nobody else is beating the alien.
I mean, how are you even going to beat it? Every time they beat the
alien,
you
needed a team of predators.
It's always top tier. Happens. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of the most scariest science fiction monsters that we have.
And I mean,
I like Romulus. I'm not saying I didn't like it. I want to know where the story's going. I love Resurrection though.
So Prometheus and Covenant, I think were the first real attempts at establishing a lore of some kind, by going to the beginning, right? Like going back to the beginning, where you have the engineers, and then you have the eventual, the xenomorphs, how they start off at the larva stage and all of that shit. But Covenant continued on
Starfish.
Right. And then they continued on that. And then you have a lot of other properties that are outside. I'm sure there are books. I know there are books. There's the games, there's other stuff you can
There's an Alien VR game that's coming out.
Thank you.
I'm playing the shit out of that job. Alright, this is gonna be crazy.
I couldn't even get through Five Nights at Freddy's on the VR, bro. You know, a little jump scare horror game. I couldn't even make it to it. I was like, fuck this, man.
Bro, did you play what was the alien game that came out where the alien hunts you the entire time? I forgot the name of it.
Dope. I think I know what you're talking about. I wouldn't even attempt
that
it.
game is scary as shit. Like,
No.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about, Frank. Yeah.
It came out. It didn't come out recently, but it came out like it was the last alien game to come out. Like,
yeah, because I saw a guy who kept trying to get past a certain part, and that shit kept hunting him. Yeah.
No, I shit you not. There's a xenomorph.
I need to get that.
That can't be killed. That can't be killed until you get to the very end of the game.
Oh, see, no, I can't. No.
And it's hunting you.
So it's just to scare you.
No. It can kill you. It can kill you.
Oh yeah.
But like the AI actually learns as you go along. Like okay, say there's like two paths there's 3 paths to a room, right? That you need to get to. You take path 1. Somehow you evade the xenomorph. You gotta like hide and shit, not make any noise. Even if you're using your microphone, the fucking shit can hear you. So like if you're hiding under a bed or something, like you gotta like be fucking dead silent. And so like say there's 3 paths to a room. You take path 1 and somehow you evade the alien. Okay. Now you somehow get back to the starting point. Try to take path 1 again. That motherfucker will be waiting for you. Take path 2. The alien starts thinking like, okay, this motherfucker's escaping me in path 2. I'm gonna go to path 3, which is the only path left. And then probably boss battle ensues or some shit like that. But like, it fucking learns, dude.
That's crazy.
So,
yeah, I need to look this shit up. I never heard of this game.
If that's the game that they're putting in VR, no, thank you.
No, I think it's a brand new.
And then VR is just a different. I mean, fuck that, bro. Like, you feel like you're in that motherfucker. I feel like I was in that room. You know, I was like, no, I'm not doing. I don't do horror games. VR. Yeah.
I'm sorry. How did we get here? Anyway,
Prometheus.
Prometheus went back to the beginning. Prometheus went back to the beginning, and I think that was the first attempt to establish some kind of lore.
Yeah.
And like,
which is appreciated.
I think like after Covenant, like with Romulus, it's like a return to form, right? It's a return to what made the Alien movie, the first one especially, like so good, because it's like a horror movie, a lot of tension, you know, crew going up into this unknown ship where the ship's fucked up and they don't know what's waiting for them, and they're there for some other reason.
Which was stupid as hell in the universe where the xenomorphs don't go onto an abandoned ship to try to get some. You know, I get it. You need cash and all this, but they didn't know the alien.
They didn't know about xenomorphs.
But it's the same universe, man. Don't do it. I could have told y'all that was a bad idea.
So the thing about Romulus is that it takes place between the first and second movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you asked the question before, where does it fit in? Like, it doesn't fit in like with Prometheus at all. Like, it's actually after it's like 1.5.
Which and the thing that disappointed me about the Prometheus Covenant thing is, first of all, Prometheus was one of the best movie experiences I keep saying that about it. Everything can't be the best, but it was a great movie experience. I felt like I went to that planet, like the way they explained it. And you know, I've always been caught up in like the Anunnaki fascination, so it just tied perfectly in. And then you see the alien at the end, like the way that man chef's kiss, man, that movie was great. And then Covenant came around, and I thought they focused too much on David versus the other android.
No, I love that shit. I
thought they should have focused more in on the xenomorph and like how they tie into humanity.
But we saw how they changed. We saw 3 different kinds of xenomorphs in Covenant.
The whole first movie of Prometheus, you spent trying to discover the origins of humanity, right? So you find these engineers, and they are towing this cargo of aliens, right? So like, how do the aliens fit in? I don't know. I like stories. I like to see where the story is going. And Covenant just deviated away from. I felt it deviated away from what Prometheus was trying to tell. That's the thing.
Like, just to play devil's advocate, it continued the story of Prometheus, because Prometheus wasn't about the engineers. It wasn't about the engineers. Like, it involved them.
Part of it,
but it was about David, and ultimately it was about how David creates the xenomorphs, right? It's about how David makes the monsters.
Now,
He
I
uses
guess
the
you can
tools that
infer
the
I
creators,
guess you can
that
come
the
to that
engineers had.
conclusion. You can come to that conclusion at the end of Prometheus, but during the movie of Prometheus, it was definitely about the.
No, I think
engineers.
the Covenant.
Well, yeah, and then see, Covenant deviate. It went too far. I don't know. I love
Or in the middle
how
Covenant.
Prometheus opened up my imagination to the possibilities of what could go on in the alien world, and I felt like Covenant kind of brought everything back together and just, okay, here's David, and we're going to focus on his story. You know, like, I didn't care about that after you've shown me this grand scale of what these possibilities are. Remember, Shaw was going to his planet, and I don't know. I just felt disappointed with Covenant.
Like you might be
especially when
wanting to
open
see
and,
more of the engineer, that race of people
and
that
how
was.
how the alien ties into, like, they were towing the. So, yeah, I guess it just, my fascination was opened up. But I guess for Romulus, they did a good job of opening my fascination again, and for instilling fear in me, because the aliens, I will definitely see Romulus too. What's the next one going to be? Remus? There's the next one. Yeah, Romulus and Remus.
No, they can't, because like it was Remus and Romulus was
it.
both on the ship. It was just both two segments of the ship.
Yeah,
I like the android guy, the AI guy. I liked him. He was the best actor in the movie.
He was
100%. 100%.
Yeah, he made that movie.
Yo,
if
he
he
was
doesn't
so
get
good.
another Starcast role off of this, I better see him in something. Something Disney's coming out with. I better see that guy, because he was great. He's
he was super good. Like, I had never seen him before. What else was he in?
I've never seen him before either.
Yeah.
Yeah, he killed that role, man.
To me, he was on like a different level in acting than everyone else, including the main character. I was like, I don't even care about her. I'm looking at this dude. Like, this dude.
Yeah.
Like,
to be fair, most of the others were just murder fodder.
Yeah.
Right. They were just murder fodder. They were going to be murdered at some point. But
David was cool because we all know Michael Fassbender's a great actor, but this guy came out of nowhere, and you didn't expect him to be the best performance in the movie, but he just took it over. Every time he was on the screen, I was like, okay, so what's he into, man? What's he up to, you know? Like, yeah, he better get another
he was so good. He was so good in this movie. I agree.
Playing an android, man, like, and it's cool because he added like levels to.
Yes.
Yeah, he added levels to like the android, because the android lore is part of, like, especially since even since the beginning, because since the beginning, one of the main characters was the android. That was one of the big surprises in the first movie, and then the second movie and the third movie, when Bishop was, well, not really much in the third movie. There was no android in the third movie except for Bishop reanimating. But anyway, like, David, androids are a big part of like alien lore at this point, and like seeing a new version, seeing how his behavior and seeing how he was kind of like salvaged, and then how he was kind of like
he was broken, and then he was fixed,
and how he was fixed, right, and with this new chip,
able to adapt, and like he was saying, like he basically like fully embraced his artificial nature, right? And he's like, yo, don't let those motherfuckers back on this ship.
Yes.
I will run and kill them if I have to, but they are not
coming
back on this ship. Yeah.
You know? He was like, all right, let me go. Fuck. And it was like, let me go take care of this problem. Let me go clean this up.
He's like, but she's pregnant. He's like, but she's pregnant. Like, I don't care. I don't care.
Don't give a damn.
I don't care. He's like, press the button, the door is closing. He's like, I don't care.
Dude, that was crazy.
Maybe this movie does a good job of like establishing what's going to happen in the future, right? Like, so remember the guy explained that they were trying to get they were trying to get the black goo, what they call it, like Prometheus 5 or something in there. I saw it last week. So they're trying to make humans immune to diseases, right? So
yeah.
So that's where the alien human tie comes in. Maybe that's why I love Prometheus, man.
David's like right into my trap
here right now.
Well, yes. So like all of that, right? Like what y'all both said, like Andy was telling them about how this would be able to kind of like speed up cellular regeneration and help with diseases, cure cancer, things like that, like human ailments, right? It would just be a benefit, like a boon to humans, right? And then the thing is, though, we see the result of what actually would happen when the girl injected herself with it, and then she births alien human.
That shit was
hybrid,
crazy.
And then
that fucking hybrid was crazy.
It fully grows into a xenomorph in like minutes, you know, or
What
not a
was the other
xenomorph,
one,
but like whatever that was in like minutes. They call it the
Remember-
offspring. But
What
like,
movie was it where the other one came alive and it killed the queen mother?
Alien
Resurrection?
4,
Yeah.
yeah.
That shit was weird, but this fucking monster tops that one, bro. Like that
No
little
way.
xenomorph thing.
Honestly, I'll be honest with you. I think the movie could have done without it entirely.
Yeah.
Like
I
feel
was
like
one of the freakier
movie,
parts, like visually, it was just freaky.
I mean, like you kind of got what they were going for, and I'm like, okay, cool, let's see it. But like, I feel like the movie could have ended right before that happens. Like
it would have been great.
They were in a great.
And
they were
the
in a great
xenomorph is
spot to
already
end.
scary enough.
And maybe they should have like alluded to it, in maybe a mid credits, post credits to warrant a sequel of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like to have a vehicle for a sequel, I should say. But like, I feel like that whole part they could have done without it. Like that was another 15 minutes we could have just not had to do. You know?
Yeah, I didn't care for that thing either.
It also looked weird as shit.
It didn't look dangerous to me. It looked silly. Like to me, like he looked like somebody I knew. Which I said, when we was talking, I was like, "Yo, he looks familiar to me. Looks like somebody I know." And I did find out that he was actually somebody I'd seen before.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I think I sent you sent the link. I don't know if I sent it.
Was it Doug Jones?
No, he's I'll send it to the group chat or I'll bring it up here. But yeah, no, he's a I'll find it. But yeah, I just thought he looked silly to me, man. And so when I saw him, I was like, why does this guy look familiar? And he just doesn't look right. And it took me, yanked me right out.
Yeah,
like yanked me right out, man. I was like, holy shit, dude, what's happening?
Like I think the implications, which is where I think during that scene, like, less could have been more, but like the implication that, like, with the hybrid kind of like feeding off of its own mother, and
that shit was freaky.
Like the part where it was like smelling her because it was smelling the milk, right?
Yeah.
The black goo milk, right? It was hungry, and so it was smelling her, and then like she's rejecting him, and he's like, I gotta eat. So he consumes his mother, and it's like, okay, like that's creepy as shit, right? Let's keep more of that stuff. But then you have the main character, Andy gets taken out almost right away, and I'm like, fuck,
I know.
The hero. I'm like, fuck, what are we gonna do now? I'm like, oh yeah, the main character's still here.
And it's like by now. I know this is set like earlier in this established universe, right? Between Aliens 1 and 2, right? Correct? That when this is supposed to happen?
Yes.
So, but still, like, Wayland Yutani, stop fucking with the black goo, man. Stop, man. Leave the black goo alone, okay? Like,
trying to get money. It's a corporation.
Well, again,
the benefits outweigh the cost. Because I'm not seeing any benefits from this yet. Y'all are still chasing this shit hundreds of years later. You know what I mean?
So the premise worked as far as their lack of knowledge about the black goo and what it does and where it came from and all of that. Like, because they're just kids trying to get to this ship to get fuel to go to the other planet. That's all they were there to do. But they just come across this horrifying situation once they get on the fucking ship, and they're fighting for their lives. Like, and like. So that kind of like lent itself to where the black goo could insert itself and, start fucking with the I'm trying to think of the right word, dynamic of the group. The aliens start fucking with the dynamic of the group. If I'm taking them out one by one.
If I'm walking through like a derelict spaceship and I bump into any of those egg sacs, I'm out, bro. Like I don't need to see any more, man.
Because I think nobody knows what those are, right? Like,
and I see an egg sac, I'm out.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the thing. Like, you know what they are, right? Like, they have no idea what that is. Same reason that in the first movie, dude, Borderline put his whole face in the thing. Like,
what is this? He's like, what?
It's like, wow, that's weird. Right? Right. I was like, how is he supposed to know that was gonna happen?
This mysterious sack opens up, and I stick my face in that shit, man. Like, come on, man.
So it was like,
you deserve to get face up. That's what happened.
I wonder what this smells like.
You know, a cool scene. Yeah, you gonna go smell it.
You know, one thing that always threw me off though was like, wasn't it like one of the first aliens, like the face hugger went through the helmet?
Yeah, I think he caught inside.
That's one thing that always threw me off was like
how strong it was. Like,
yeah, that joke melted through the helmet onto the person's face.
Yeah,
and then somehow they still removed
was
it.
That the second
no,
one?
no, that was the first one.
Oh, it might have been.
Because they were like out in the thing and they had the full suits on and everything.
Okay, yeah.
But
So
anyway,
that was probably the first one. Yeah.
That's just crazy. A cool scene in Romulus was what was the scene where she was trying to like shoot her way across the bridge and the acid blood,
the anti-gravity,
splashing out.
That was cool.
That was cool. That was a cool scene. Yeah, probably the coolest in the movie for me, except for the Offspring. That Offspring shit was. I was like, holy shit! What is this?
Wow, I mean, you're the first person I heard that like that.
I actually fucked with the scene with the face huggers.
Mm-hmm.
Both.
I don't know why it's working like this, but
yeah, that was cool too.
Like the scene, the first part with the face huggers when Andy wakes up, you know, I'm like, yeah, let's go. And then the second part where they had to be completely quiet, completely silent. And
yeah, they were chasing him.
I liked what the instructions that Andy told them. He's like, you know, he's like, you have to be mindful that that these things read our body temperature, so we're gonna raise the body temperature of the room to room temperature, so they won't be able to recognize us. Oh, that's the dude.
Yeah, so this is actually a person, like an actual basketball player.
Fuck.
Wow. Tallest basketball player in the world.
Jeez.
Yeah. So
I
saw this and I was like, yo, when I saw this letter, I was like, oh, that explains it. He also looks like somebody I know who looks like my wife's friend's husband. I won't say his name, but like he looks like my wife's friend's husband, like in the face. But like as far as the body, I was like, oh, that explains like why this is so familiar, like why he moves like that.
I think that guy is almost he's close. He's on the plus side of 7.5 feet. That motherfucker is almost 8 feet. I saw him on Instagram too. Robert, that dude is tallest. I bet you he got a lot of. Well, he said he plays basketball, but how could you not have back problems being that damn tall? You know.
Well, I mean, look at his arms. Like I don't know if I could zoom in, but heart problems. Like look at his arms. Like it's not really like it's all kind of like bone and skin.
Yeah.
Anyway, you know, I don't want to like focus on too much.
That being said, I still thought that was one of the freakiest like cinema creatures that I've seen in a while. I don't know, like the big slack horror creature.
I thought
he looked too human for me.
It looked very unique.
I thought honestly, what kind of took me out of the Offspring thing was not only the fact that I don't think it needed to be there, but at the same time, you saw it coming from the very beginning of the movie, right? Like they put that one girl, the mom, they put her in there literally just as a vehicle to get to that, right? You know, when she's like, "I'm pregnant," you know, and I'm like, "Oh,"
from the very beginning of the movie, I was like, "Oh, that's what we're doing."
So yeah, exactly. I was like, "Oh, so she's gonna get chest burst, and it's gonna go through the baby, and the baby's gonna become something crazy." So let's see where this goes. Immediately,
so it became an operation of like, okay, so how are they going to do it?
Yeah,
we knew what was going to happen. We were like, okay, so how are they going to tie that together?
It was a matter of when and how. You know, and so that kind of took me out of it because I was kind of just waiting. You know, and
they should have saved that for the end, or like pushed off that news, or made it, you know.
Yeah, like they should have not said that she was pregnant so far in the beginning. Maybe have it be a reveal later on. You know,
because like we know this is a monster movie. We know that it's too tempting to not
involve
monsterify a baby. Like you knew you were gonna monsterify a baby, right. But there's a baby and you're gonna monsterify.
I feel you kind of that it didn't need to happen though, Frank, because like the xenomorph to me is already scary enough. That's all the horror you need.
And they had.
If you're gonna waste the time to give me the Offspring, just give me more xenomorph.
That's the thing though. I love Sorry, good.
No, I was just gonna say, to me, this movie had direct homages to the first two, also, right? Like, you had like the horror element of like the tension of like not knowing when the face huggers are gonna show up, or which person, like, you know, when the chest burster is gonna burst through the chest, like how fast is it gonna happen? And then the in the second movie there was like tons of xenomorphs everywhere, right? And then they had the anti-grav scene where there was just a bunch of them, you know. And so like that to me like had a lot of homages to the first two movies, and I think that just comes with seeing all these alien movies and knowing what to expect, and seeing what the new kind of spin on the movie, on this particular monster movie has going for it. And that's why I felt like the Offspring kind of didn't need to be there, because like I think they took too big of a liberty there, and it didn't pan out.
Oh yeah.
You know, like we had like the alien queen, right, in the second movie, which was like, oh shit, you know.
Well, that's like, the thing. Like, do you remember? So, Dr. Cave was pointed out that, like, remember they brought Ash back. The android.
What was his name in this one? It wasn't Ash. It was
something.
But yes, let's call him.
They brought back his android, and they brought back the actor's face for that, which was interesting. Again, personally feel like that wasn't necessary. That
he looked cool.
Whenever you CGI somebody's face, it just never looks right to me. You need to get your AI up more for that or something. But like that didn't do it for me. But what I would say before was that, like, one of my favorite, like, I knew they had to do something after the fact, because ever since Aliens, there's always been like a boss battle at the end. That's how it always goes, you know, and they take different formats. But there's always a boss battle at the end, and one of my favorite things is seeing like how the boss is going to show up. So Alien 4 Resurrection was cool because we got to see the xenomorph mutate hybrid thing, right? And this one was cool. The concept was cool, right?
The concept was cool. I agree. Yeah.
But the execution didn't really work. I remember in Alien versus Predator 2. Like that xenomorph Predator was one of my favorites. Like,
do those count as far as the?
They do.
Alien versus
they're not canon though. They're not in line, right? Because the time periods are way off.
Well, isn't timeline wise? Don't they count? Like,
I don't think so.
Oh.
Because remember, Alien versus Predator 2.
I think you could go either way. It could count. It could not.
I guess it depends. We don't really see Earth. So it depends on what Earth looks like, right? Alien vs. Predator 2 and 1 and 2 both happen on Earth. And
it could be included.
Aliens is never on Earth. Like, it's just not. It's in space.
Or on a ship.
So I guess it depends on what Earth looks like, and maybe they can make it work somehow. But even still, the timeline is off because...
I was about to say Prometheus started on Earth, but they didn't know about the alien yet. So right,
and they went to another planet to do the whole party.
Yeah.
I mean, Prometheus counts because, well, the funny thing is though, Prometheus was not marketed as an alien movie. Like Ridley Scott was like, no,
at all.
This is not an alien movie.
It took me by surprise at the end.
They should have
calling it an alien movie. This is not an alien movie, and it turns out that it fucking was. But the thing is, like, I think he tried to make his own. He tried to make something different from Alien. But I think the only reason that it turned into an alien movie was because that's why people would go to see it.
Yeah.
So
which was a good move. He should have just said it was an alien movie, bro. Like,
he wanted
stop with all the mystery.
He wanted to be different and separate himself. But anyway, Prometheus counts. Prometheus counts. So like Prometheus is what it is. It's the beginning, right? And then unless we have movies that came before it, I'm not sure of the lore in that sense. And then Covenant counts too. I thought AVP counted, but maybe not. I don't know.
I don't think so. Not without some finagling. They haven't done it. I don't think they've done it. I feel like those exist outside of time. Outside of the timeline.
First one was that Sanaa Lathan? The first one? Yeah.
But yeah, so y'all remember the Predator alien, Predalien, whatever.
The Predalien, yeah.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite like monsters, right? Like that was a cool ass alien monster. That whole scene was like perfect. But I don't know if y'all remember. Do y'all remember back in the day when Aliens 2 came out? They had a whole line of toys, of alien toys.
Yeah.
Dude, I love those, man. They had the rhino, the gorilla.
Yeah.
They had, and I always loved the concept of like aliens coming out looking different depending on what they use as hosts. And like, I love that I want them to keep doing that shit. Like, keep doing that. Right? Make more of those. Like, that's why Prometheus was cool. And yeah, just keep that up, man.
I think to their credit, I think that's what they were. They're always doing something different. They're trying to always do something different from what came before. This idea with the Offspring, they tried, but I don't think they executed.
Quick idea with Romulus. You want to kick this shit up a notch because we need a reinvigoration to the Predator franchise, just
Put
like
the Terminator in.
Alien. Give me a hardcore Alien Romulus. I want a hardcore Predator story inside of this Alien Romulus universe. You know what I mean? Like, where are you're sitting on a gold mine right here, bro. You wouldn't go see that movie? Like, if they had Romulus,
I think we're starved for aliens that like we'll see anything. I think at this point,
even the Predator, like that's one of those things where I was bringing up too with Terminator. They never expanded the story. Where are we going with the Predator series, man? Like, when I add up all the movies, even Predator, AVP and all that, where are we going?
Did you see
Prey?
It's one of those franchises that just spins, you know?
Did you see Prey?
Hey, at least Harry Potter has 7 movies and they told us a story. Like, damn, how many movies I got to give y'all before you tell me a story, man?
These are monster movies. Yeah,
I know.
These are monster movies. Like,
any story, we're talking about the 70s, 80s for a lot.
Any story is coincidental.
Did you watch Prey?
To the murder?
No, I didn't. But
watch
I heard it was
Prey.
good.
Watch Prey like today, dude.
It's so good.
You know what?
That's the start of what you're asking for.
Damn it! I was listening.
But I didn't listen to y'all.
You told me to watch WandaVision. Y'all remember? Y'all told me to watch WandaVision. I waited. Yeah. Okay. I got you. I'm gonna watch.
Watch Prey. It's the start of what you're asking for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I heard Prey was good. Yeah.
Prey was really good.
But even still, like Predator is always the story is you have a hunter who's hunting some shit who happens to be people because it's fun. Like they don't have a problem.
Right.
They don't have any, nobody's after them.
No conflict. Yeah.
There's no conflict. They are the conflict. We're bringing it to you.
They're literally the apex predator.
Yeah.
That's why I think the conflict between the alien and the predator would be just upping the ante for Alien Romulus 2 is because that is one creature that can match with them. You know, they are scared of the alien. We've gotten the hokey AVP movies. Give me a serious
hokey.
Like go back to the Predator home world. I want to see where they are they experimenting with the black goo?
Bro, watch Prey.
Please.
Damn it, Frank. All right, okay.
Watch Prey. Please.
I'm gonna rewatch it. So for the love of God,
please.
Hey, Frank just answered my question right there, bro. Bro, I'm telling you.
Just watch Prey, please. Oh my God.
All right, we'll check it out. There.
Sick, yeah.
I hope I saved us some time.
Already, bro. Just watch Prey.
I saved us some time here. Like, God damn it.
I do got to check out Prey. I heard it was good. I heard it was a good movie.
It's really good. It's really
I need to rewatch that shit. This is great.
How many episodes? How many seasons?
It's one movie.
Oh, it's one movie. Okay, yeah. That's a Netflix joint.
Hulu.
Okay, yeah. All right. Well, yeah, I think that would still be great to see on the big screen. I would love to see because we've gotten what's the last Predator movie? Predators or what? The one came after that. Okay, well, Prey, but before and like the wide cinematic release.
I think the one before that was The Predator. No, there was one after that.
That's right. The Predator. That's right. I didn't see that one.
I liked it.
That movie sucked.
I saw Predators.
Predators was great.
I didn't like Predators.
You didn't like Predators?
Dude, I'm sorry. Lawrence Fishburne popping out really yanked me out of this shit. It just felt
was
like that was contrived and useless. And what?
It was completely.
What do you mean?
And then the twist is like, oh man, y'all can't be here. Y'all are invading my space.
Yeah,
I'm gonna leave everybody to my isolated base, which I've been stuck here for like fucking decades. I'm gonna leave them here because I don't like y'all in my shit.
Yes, that happened. Look, it was good up until that point, and I was like, I had a visceral reaction. I was like, "What?
I didn't mind. It was comedic. Good. They didn't need him, but I won't judge the movie on his appearance. But I thought it was good.
I would have felt better if they had just resolved some kind of way to do it without having the guy surviving in a predator murder world for so long, and they forgot he was there.
So conceptually, I love that. I love the idea of predators, right? Like, I'm like, yo, drop a bunch of humans in their world, right? Instead of bringing them to us, let's go to them, right?
With other monsters in there.
Right. That was cool. Opening.
Yes.
Yeah.
Other shit.
So it's like, yo, oh shit, this is crazy, and then it just, I don't know, it kind of turned into like an action movie fest, which kind of took away from like any kind of.
Also, what's his name? Being the main hero took me right out too. Adrian Brody is not convincing, bro.
I thought he did well. I thought he did.
Sorry, he does not. Like, he is too frail.
I mean, he didn't have. He didn't have
like to be a killer. He's a killer.
Yeah,
he's a killer.
He didn't have Arnold's accent, but I thought he did well when he was. I'm here. Come on, I'm here. You know what I mean? He just didn't have Arnold's accent to make it sound iconic, like Arnold. I'm here. Come on, do it. Come on.
Come on. I'm here.
He tried to call him.
I'm
here.
No.
Kill me.
Can't do it.
Get to the
That
chopper.
threw me off of that movie. Like, how did he get that role, man? I can't.
Adrian Brody? I thought he did all right. He wasn't
like, he's an actor. He's an actor. You don't need to be in this. We need somebody who's beefy and convincing.
But I think
your acting chops don't add mass to you.
I would like to see it, and obviously I don't have a vote, but I think the Predator would slot right into this universe perfectly because the tone they set with Romulus, I could see the Predator being in there, and I don't know how you would merge the two.
You don't think that would make it like? You don't think that would make it hokey?
The problem is what you
just said the Alien vs Predators were hokey. Like, you don't think that would make this hokey? By doing that?
The problem is what you or Frank said, that they're going to make it too like action movie-ish. Like you said at the end of a Predator, it's like, it's going to end up being like, I want to see the Predator kill shit to be cool. But it would be a good foil for the Alien. Like, it would give you because other than that, what are you going to do? Every time they beat the Alien, it's by random dumb luck. You know what I mean? How do they bat? I know
soldiers.
Damn it,
androids.
I already know what Frank was saying. Hey, you watch.
Hey,
got you, dog.
Hey, you know what movie would slot perfectly with Romulus?
Yeah.
Prey.
What's that? Yeah, I do gotta watch it. I heard that chick was good. When did that movie come out? Like 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years.
I still haven't seen it. I heard it was good.
But no, I gotta say, like, I think that if they're going to do it, then do it later. Like, let's finish up. Let's finish up what we got going on here.
I was gonna say let's build up some more sequels to Prey. Let's build up some more sequels, maybe following the Romulus formula, and then maybe connect the dots later on.
Maybe,
I agree with that.
But like, I think soldiers being murdered en masse is good. I think androids fighting until it gets its ass whooped is good. Like one-on-ones, like we saw the one-on-ones with predators and aliens. Like, you can only do that so many times, really. Like, it's not an issue of curiosity anymore. We saw it. We seen it.
Okay, well
that's aliens are OP.
Movie franchise.
Predators got some good tools. Like,
that's what we do with Terminator. That's what we've been doing with Alien. You spin your wheels. You tell the same story over and over, and
I think they should leave it in its outside world.
So I think Predator is such an iconic character that you would never get tired of seeing him on screen. Like, people still go to support the Predator movies. You know what I mean? He's one of those characters, like just like Alien. Like, you see him, you're like, oh, I want to check that out. It's a new.
You know, that's the one thing that threw me is like, it sucked that like Prey wasn't
That's why
in theater.
AVP did so well because
I
people wanted to
know.
see those guys in the movie together. You
Should
know?
have been in theater.
They didn't have, honestly, they didn't have faith in it. That's why it went straight to streaming.
Really?
I think there was also something with the director trying to push for it to go to theaters, but like Hulu. No, it wasn't Hulu. It was whoever the studio was that actually made Prey.
Mhm.
They didn't have faith for it to go to theaters, and plus we were kind of like 2022 was kind of like COVID was still kind of
Yeah.
And I get the investment risk. I mean, it takes a lot to premiere a movie in theaters. You know what I mean?
For people to not go see it because people are still staying home.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So it was kind of following that trend of like, you know, releasing movies at home versus at the theater where they would at the time be much less profitable. But like it was a really fucking good movie. I like the director too. So
where does this rank for you? From Prometheus to Covenant to Romulus?
Z, I lost
Wait,
you, man. You
Z,
sound
yeah,
bad,
your
bro.
voice. We just lost your audio.
Not sure if your mic switched or something.
Okay, hello?
Yeah, okay, we're good.
What were you saying?
Wait, it went off again.
Yeah, you back down.
Okay.
All right.
Yo.
Okay, yeah, we're good.
See, this is why we got to do more in-person casts, man. But
yeah,
where does this rank for you guys as far as like Prometheus to Covenant to Romulus? Like where would you put this on the hierarchy? And I'm just including those three, not the earlier, because I think Resurrection is up there with Prometheus for me. I think Resurrection was cool, man. I enjoyed that movie. Like
Resurrection was to me it was corny. But it was also very fun. I liked it.
You also got to think about the era where that movie came out. Was that late 90s? You know.
Yeah.
So
that was the time.
A lot of movies around there were corny. Batman and Robin was corny. You know.
Mid 2000s.
Resurrection was like early.
Was Resurrection then?
Yeah.
I'm so old.
Alien 3 was like 97 or something like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I've seen Alien 3 probably the most. No, I've seen Aliens the most. But Alien 3 the second most, just because it used to come on. It used to come on all the time. So I used to see it on TV.
For me, it was Aliens the most, then the first Alien, and then oh god, I haven't really watched the others like that. Probably
I've definitely seen Prometheus at least 4 times.
I think I've seen Prometheus about 3 times. So
I think I've seen Prometheus just in random, like straight through, probably 3 or 4 times, but just in randomness, like at least.
It is a great movie.
It's a great
movie. Know, it sucks because people hated it. Like apparently it didn't do
or did they
great.
that they turned it into an alien movie?
I had issues with it, but like I thought it was a solid movie. I liked it.
Yeah, it was a great movie.
Did they hate the movie itself, or they hated the twist that it was an alien movie? Because they did.
That's what they hated
at the very end. And I think that kind of soured a lot of people on that. It's like, oh, it's just an alien movie. Oh, you know. But and then also what led into that hate is Covenant, because Covenant they made it about David to me.
No, they hated it before Covenant, but that people didn't like Covenant either. I don't know. I loved Covenant. Covenant was one of my favorites. I've seen that. I haven't seen as much as Prometheus.
I didn't feel as let down as Matrix Resurrections, but I felt let down by Covenant. You know,
I feel like, to answer your question, I would put Prometheus, Romulus, Covenant.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's the order I was going to go with too. Yeah. Prometheus.
I'll do the other way. I would do Prometheus, Covenant, Romulus.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying Covenant was bad. I liked it. It's just, you know, Romulus did a little bit better job of, well, no, I won't say that, because I was going to say Romulus captured my imagination a little bit more. I think it brought me back to the roots of Alien.
Yeah, Romulus was Romulus was what we like in a monster movie, right? Like they're being chased. They're trying to figure out what's happening, what they're going to do next, and the whole time you got a swarm of demons behind you.
Aliens, demons, yeah.
Like, dude, like aliens are the closest thing to like hell spawn that you can like come to, man, in like science fiction. Like these big ass spiky tailed, claw hand, mouth in mouth, like monstrosities, man. Like
every stage is killer and destructive.
Yeah.
What is this thing?
Remember the cool part, man, was like when that guy like in Romulus, when he was like he saw the alien like in the sack and he was like, I'm gonna take this bitch out now. Yeah. And he's like, what did he do? He took a big ass taser gun. And he was like, it's like tried to kill it in there. And that bitch was like, that joke came out like his head just was like, like his whole head came out. I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
The whole head came out, went back in, and then the tail comes out.
Yeah. That was crazy. That was crazy, yo. And we got to see an extra scene. We got to see another stage of the alien life cycle. Which I'm trying to account for every moment of how these bitches become from a chest burster to that. Turns out they make another nest after that. That was cool.
Which is crazy. It's like how do you end up how do you kill this thing? You know what I mean? Like if it goes through these different stages, that's what I say. It makes it one of the more scary.
Don't let it become a xenomorph. Don't let it become a xenomorph. That's how you fucking kill it.
So if a person gets infected, air hatch. Sorry.
That's apparently that's the only way to kill it.
Hit the button.
Be like Andy. Yo, be like Andy. Like don't let them on this fucking shit. Don't do it.
I wouldn't even like the alien is so resilient.
Yo, he's just closing doors in his face. He was just like, no.
Yeah, he was like, fuck.
The xenomorph is such a resilient creature. I wouldn't even trust that like sucking it into space would actually kill it. You know what I mean? Because it might just go into a dormant state.
Probably lives in space.
That's where they got this one from. They went and got the bitch that was floating in space from ripping shit.
From the meteor.
They were like, all right, let's go get this. And they brought it back.
Yep, they took it out of cryostasis, and you
gotta hurl that shit to the sun.
Yo, I just gotta say, I loved that opening. Like that.
Was
so fucking cool. It was like gave me chills, dude. When you see when they open the egg. And then you see like the camera spinning, and you notice that it's a xenomorph inside.
Yeah. And
I'm like, oh, that's a xenomorph. They just fucking unleashed the xenomorph. They're gonna fucking do shit with that. And then the titles. I'm like, oh, let's go.
Yeah, that was so good.
Experiences. Anytime I see a xenomorph, ain't shit good about to happen, bro.
Nah.
Right. It was already
it's already over.
You know. And so it's like
how
you know from
that are xenomorphs essentially immortal? You know, right? Like, can they die? I guess they can because we've seen them
really
get
hard to kill.
Yeah.
Well, do they die from old age? I think they do.
I don't know about that.
Did they like shrivel?
I don't know.
I guess that's where the lore comes in, right? Like, what is the lifespan for a xenomorph? I know they go through stages.
Our only reference really for that, I think, is like Alien vs Predator 1, where they had the pyramid.
Most of the hive would be drones and workers, right? Like maybe the queen lives longer than the rest of the hive. It's fucking scary, brother. You can't think of too many monsters that are scarier than the alien. You know, that you would not want to be confronted by.
You can absolutely kill. You can actually kill those fuckers. Just kill them in the face hugger stage. Kill them there. Like, but I mean, the face huggers are fucking no fucking.
Still got acid blood.
How have we seen it in the movies? Through fire?
That tail is crazy strong.
Yes, dude. Like it was fucking about to.
Didn't somebody shoot a spike through it?
Didn't somebody's arm break from a tail?
That was Prometheus.
Yeah, that just
Prometheus. Yeah, just snapped the motherfucker's arm like just easily.
Yeah.
But again, think that's the initial stage, you know, or is that the second stage?
Actually, no. In Prometheus, that was that worm thing that came out of which was essentially
That's a face hugger, yeah. That was the face.
Yes, yeah, it was. Yeah, you're right. It was an early version of facehugger, but yeah,
They
same
wanted
principle
to hide the
applies.
reveal that it was an alien movie, so they didn't want to show us a face hugger. They had to show us a different monster at that point in time.
Yeah, that was
came
called
out-
a mouth sucker.
Yeah, what the hell, whatever the hell it was. It was crazy. We should have known that there was an alien movie at that point. We should have known because they bumped into the eggs and they looked similar. They didn't look like eggs, right? They looked like vases or something. It didn't look like a typical xenomorph sack in Prometheus, right? Remember when they walked in there and they saw?
When did we see the shape of the ship? That's when I knew it was an alien movie.
The end.
That was at the very end. Okay.
Yeah.
You're right, because I think in the first movie they had an engineer in there, right? They had the engineer sitting in the cockpit of the ship. Was that Alien 1?
That was inside the ship. So when we saw that big guy sitting and he had the mask on,
right? We should have known.
I knew. That's the first thing
I didn't connect it to. I haven't seen Aliens in forever. You know,
because it was the ship that gave it away. But yeah, they should have just said it was an alien. I went in expecting. I don't know why. Maybe I'm misremembering, but I feel like I went into that joint, but like, all right, this is going to be a new alien movie.
I like the reveal.
I did. When I saw it, I was like, I knew it was an alien movie, but because people had seen it, I saw Prometheus late, so people were like, yeah, it's an alien prequel. So
maybe I did too.
I went in late, but like, yeah, it's totally an alien movie, but they tried to make it seem like it wasn't.
Yeah. Anyway, I do hope they do something to tie. I just want the movie that ties whatever happened after Covenant to Alien 1. And whatever that is, do that. And then the world is open to you, right? Then you could do it. Right? Then we're done. Like you could do whatever you want. Bring in Terminators. I don't care. Bring in Predators and Terminators. That's fine. Yeah. Like just do that one, right? That's all I really want. Like I feel like that's what we have with Star Wars, right? It's just like I want that tie-in. Like give me the tie-in that ties what happened after Return of the Jedi and Mandalorian, right? Like fill that shit in. Fill all that shit in. Oh, or Return of the Jedi and what's the one with Rey?
Force Awakens.
Yeah, Force Awakens. But that's a big span of time. Anyway, just fill that shit in. Fill that shit in. Give me some Luke in the middle. Give me the Luke in the middle. What happened? And then we're done. We can just move on.
What Vader was doing. And rest in peace to James Earl Jones, by the way.
Oh yeah, man. That's crazy.
Great voice. Yeah. I mean, who hasn't heard of James Earl Jones?
It's Mufasa.
That's such an iconic voice.
But who's everybody?
Mufasa, Darth Vader.
His most iconic. Well, two of his most iconic roles were playing like dads, like the voice of dads.
Conan the Barbarian. You know what I mean? Fucking awesome.
True. He wasn't
coolest villains. How many times you see a guy turn a snake into an arrow, bro? Like, come on, man. We still don't see that shit. You know. But
true.
Yeah, give me a movie on like what Darth Vader was doing with the Inquisitor. I want a cinematic movie. Give me a story on Darth Vader. Like, yeah, I feel you. Fill that time in. Like, whole you can fill it in and tell a whole nother trilogy of movies off of that time. You know.
Yeah.
Would you argue the point that maybe episodes 4, 5, and 6 wasn't Luke's story, but it was Anakin's?
4, 5, and 6, no. That was Luke's story.
Not in any way.
Wait.
We were following him, sure, but like it was really like there could be an argument made that like it was really about Darth Vader and his character redemption.
Yeah, arguably that's what it was about, but like it was mostly about Luke. Vader had that kind of screen time.
That's true. I mean,
you need more screen time.
We were following Luke, but again, like the overall like
it was redemption.
The impetus for stuff was really about Darth Vader and his redemption. It's just an argument that could be said.
I'd agree with that. But like,
I think Darth Vader, as one of Star Wars' most iconic characters, he deserves a solo movie of his own. You know, like give me what he was doing. You know, like
he was just murking people though.
what was his what was his policy?
Yeah, he just choking the shit out of
You know
people.
what I mean? Like how did he run the town or whatever, the castle? You know what I mean?
He
Like,
ran
what was
Mustafar?
Yeah,
Probably
I mean,
dictatorially.
How was he
you know what I'm
running the
saying?
empire? Like, you know,
literally with an iron hand.
right.
Like we could watch him hunt remaining Jedi, and that's it. Like he was
Them
hunting
too.
remaining Jedi and conspiring with the fucking Emperor.
There's a story there.
I guess like there's a fine if there's a story of like maybe there's a story of like him attempting to take the role of the Emperor.
Yeah, right.
But ultimately, we know he failed.
failed.
So that's the thing.
Right. So maybe
We will ultimately know he failed.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's the problem is we know where the story goes once you start jumping back in the timeline and all that. We know how it ends.
Like the only interesting really would have been Kenobi and Vader, right?
Mm-hmm. Which they tried in Kenobi, which was horrible.
It wasn't horrible. It wasn't horrible. I'm sorry. It just wasn't horrible. It just wasn't. Like it was. It's fine. I agree that like I wanted a longer fight, right? Maybe a little bit more like less flashy. Maybe with more light, right?
Yeah.
So we got you see them go at it, but like the whole show was interesting.
And plus, we've already gotten Vader versus Kenobi. You know, like unless you're gonna top, you know, Revenge of the Sith, like you know, how can you do any better than that? You know.
Yo, hey, y'all want to place bets on if Quinlan Voss is gonna pop up in Skeleton Crew? I'm thinking that like Voss might pop up. I know Jude Law is in there, and he's supposed to be a Jedi. And I don't know. He was confirmed in Kenobi. That's all. I'm just thinking. Throwing that out there.
We'll see. You know, I woke up the other night, man, and you know, some movie you wake up sometimes and the movie's just on, and you just start watching. I started watching Logan, and I was like, man, I remember like the magic of movies. You know, like and Alien Romulus did a good job of reawakening my imagination. That like the same feeling I felt watching Logan, I had watching Alien Romulus. I want to see where the story goes. Now we know how Logan wrapped up. I'm just bringing Logan up to say I missed the time where we like movies were a surefire thing. We don't know what the next movie is after this, man. Maybe Gladiator, maybe. You know, I still think Denzel's gonna say my nigga at least one time in that movie. Bro. He's gonna say my nigga, man. I don't know how it's gonna fit. Yeah, you know. Denzelisms, yeah.
I saw this funny ass article. I forgot where it was quoted from, but like Denzel came under fire for using his New York accent in Gladiator. And you know what that motherfucker said?
I think I saw that too, yeah.
He's like, I don't give a fuck. He straight up said, I don't give a fuck.
They say he sounds too much like regular Denzel to be a gladiator at this time period or some shit. Yeah.
Like,
so what if I told y'all motherfuckers they weren't speaking English, huh? What if I said that?
What they expect? He speaks the same in every movie. You know what I'm saying? What do you think we're gonna have?
Hey, you didn't see the Mighty Quinn.
Which movie?
That's the joint he was Jamaican.
Oh, that's right. Oh my god, dude. Okay.
I was about to say his most rangy movie is probably Malcolm X or John Q.
Accent, man.
Okay, if he played a Jamaican, then
I thought John Q was incredible. He had so much range in that movie.
He was good, but he was still the same.
Well, I mean,
but he did have some range.
That's why we watch his movies.
That's why people put their butts in seats to go see them.
Yeah. Do you think they're gonna go see Gladiator for whoever the new main character is?
Right.
No. This is a Denzel movie.
I have no fucking clue what the hell.
As soon as I saw Denzel in it, I knew I was going to see that shit.
Yeah, it was like I don't even know the other guy's name. Like it doesn't matter.
No idea. Like no fucking idea.
This is a Denzel movie now.
Who is that guy?
I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, really. What is that?
Like, what's happening?
And Denzel's like, and I'm like, oh shit, it's Denzel.
I'm telling you, Denzel gonna be sitting there talking to somebody in ancient Rome. He's gonna be like, all right, you know what I'm saying?
He's gonna have
sword that they're like,
ting, ting. He's gonna have, he's gonna have the lip quiver when he's angry.
That's the intrigue of the movie, though. Is like,
I want you to do this to me.
Get your goddamn hands off me.
Do this to me.
Do this to me.
I want to see like
get your goddamn hands off me.
In this
ancient
performance.
Rome.
Like, that's one of the appeals to seeing the movie. Is like you want to see how he does. Maybe they're smart. Maybe they're smarter than us. Maybe they know that's why people want to see how he's going to do. Which is why we don't care about the other actor's name. We don't care about the gladiator.
We really don't.
I don't know. Sure, smarter than us. Hey, put this down in the movie. We're gonna watch it, man.
Right.
I watched Equalizer 3. That is the most unconvincing movie, dude. But like, sure, man, I'm down.
Yo, I
not
still
convinced
haven't seen
whatsoever.
That movie. I still haven't seen it, man. Like
it's fine.
Yo, Denzel is like 72 or something like that. And it's like, yo, you expect like he's very
so old
as an action hero.
Yeah,
but like I'm still I liked Equalizer 1 and Equalizer 2. So
yeah.
I'll give Equalizer 3
he's older in this one.
Oh God.
So why did John Wick? Well, I guess John Wick does Keanu Reeves does a bunch of his own stunt though. Because I'm about to say John Wick worked with not even a trilogy. They had 4 movies. So you would expect the Equalizer to get a little hokey by the time they get to 3, because even 1 wasn't at the level of a John Wick. Like, but yeah, I guess that's the next movie we got to look forward to. What's after that, man? Anything sci-fi fantasy coming out? I don't think so. I missed the magic of movies, man. Just gave you something to look forward to.
I mean, there's movies out. You know what I'm saying? I just don't care about them.
So I saw Speak No Evil this week.
Was that
that's some more Halle Berry?
No, that's the one with the kids with the ropes. No, Speak No Evil is the one with James McAvoy.
Yeah.
He's a good actor.
Is he just really I do love James McAvoy.
He's a really one of my favorites. Yeah, he's a really.
I just don't think I care. How was it?
I don't think even he was enough to save this movie.
Oh dear.
But it wasn't bad. But the thing about this movie though is that it's a remake of another one, and I heard the other movie was like a lot more daring with what they did with it. So I want to see the original, which was the originals only like came out like only 2 years ago or something like that. So it's a Danish film.
Okay. So it was done in another country.
Yeah, they were.
America will remake another country's movie with the quickness.
In 2 years. In 2 years.
Yeah.
And like James McAvoy was great in this movie, but like the way it ended, like the Danish movie ended very differently, and it's like that's kind of what I was expecting with the way the Danish movie ended. But I want to see it and check it out. And but it seemed this movie ended rather tamely, and that's all I'll say.
Okay. I mean, I'm not gonna watch it. What was that movie?
The next movie I'm watching is Prey. I'm going to watch Prey after this.
Yeah.
You can watch it right now in the comfort of your own home.
Yep.
Today. Tonight. You can watch it right now. But yeah, so I saw Speak No Evil, and I saw there's another movie that I saw and I don't remember. Oh. But yeah, there's not much. I'm going to see The Wild Robot next week.
Yo, I do want to see that just because
it looks so good, man.
It looks great.
It looks so fucking good. I actually have an extra ticket if you're not doing anything next Friday.
I don't think so.
You sure?
Hey, Friday. I'll let you know. I'll hit you up.
Are you sure? It's Friday. It's work day. You sure?
I mean, Friday. What time?
It's in the morning.
Yeah, I'm working.
It is Friday at at noon.
Oh yeah, no, I ain't gonna make that.
Okay.
Be cool.
Well, but yeah, I'm
supposed to be going. My birthday is next month, so I'm supposed to. We're getting a babysitter, so but there's not. The only thing is like there's nothing showing in theaters. I want to go to a movie, you know.
Yeah, the Wild Robot is it for a while.
Yeah, man.
I heard Transformers 1 was really fucking good.
Yo, you're right.
I heard
But that's
Transformers 1 was
probably
really good.
that's not gonna be in theaters by the time October though.
Nah, maybe.
I heard it was good though. Yeah, I
heard it
did
was
hear that
really
was good.
Joker 2 comes out October 3rd.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a mistake.
No, the initial
Yeah, I
reviews
think
saying
it's going to be a
terrible.
letdown.
The
What?
initial review- The initial reviews are saying it's terrible.
Where do you go with that? If you're not gonna have him murdering people, then where are we going?
I don't know.
That
Well,
movie
nobody wants a
should've
Joker love story.
But the
Should
Halle
have just
Berry
been a
movie,
one-off.
Yeah,
the Halle Berry movie Never Let Go. I heard that was really good. So
that looks wild.
Or they should have used Joker to bounce into the Batman. You know, that's what they could have done. Like, I don't know why it seems like such a slam dunk.
I don't know what they're doing.
You know, what are y'all doing? Like Warner Brothers, like, and I get it because you know Marvel's kind of in the same tizzy, right? Like, there's no clear cut idea of what's going on. But I did see the trailer for Joker the other day, and I was like,
I can
I'm
only
really
watch
excited for
a skinny, sickly looking Joaquin Phoenix dance around so many times.
That being said, I'm going to see it because Joaquin Phoenix is amazing, and I want to see what. And there's nothing else to watch. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still going to see it.
I know that's the only thing. Like, if you're going to release it, now's the time because ain't shit else going on.
Yeah, shut up. Like, we ain't got nothing else.
Oh, yo,
all
we should talk Diddy.
Diddy. Yeah, I was about to say, all we got left is Diddy. That's Diddy and Trump and Kamala. That's the only entertainment we got.
Oh man, this Diddy.
You know,
all right, I'm gonna play the indictment video. Okay.
So I saw something. I know it's a little side note that Trump refuses to or denied Kamala another debate, right? And I'm like, yeah, bro, you don't want to do that because you sounded like a damn fool up there. Like, you don't want to.
It's for your own good.
You're right. It's for your own good, bro. You don't like. We don't want to expose how much of an idiot you actually are. You know what I mean? Like this.
He said, "I'm gonna deny her debate."
Yeah. Well, he said he refused to debate her for a second time.
Y'all heard about all the Haitian? I know I mentioned it of the group chat, dude, but like the whole Haitian like talk, man. They're talking about the Haitians in Springfield, Ohio, and how like they're bringing disease and like like seriously, they're talking about they're bringing disease. They're eating people's pets. They're like totally off the wall, like racist, like Nazi shit, man. Like, it's bad, dude. Like, they got people calling them bomb threats at schools and government buildings. It's wild. All because Trump said they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats, they're eating the pets.
I don't know about disease, but like, you know, even when you start a new school, kids go back to school, they get sick. You know, there could be certain sicknesses that could come from a group of people.
No. There's no sicknesses.
But obviously, what Trump said was idiotic, and like, yeah, you see why he refuses to debate her again because she knew the shit was sounding stupid. He knew it sounded stupid after he said it. He was like, "Shit, that shit did sound dumb as fuck." See, you could tell. You look at his face. That shit sounded dumb as fuck.
Yo, the way she baited him in that debate, though, man, like she was like, "Yo, did you see his face when she said go see his rallies?" She said, "Go to his rallies." Yeah. People are leaving early. They don't know what he's talking about. And he was like, first off, first the fuck off.
That was one time. Right? That was one.
You know what I'm saying? Like and then that's when he went into the rant. Like, that's when he started ranting about the cats and the eating the cats. And he just went off the rails from that point. It was over.
His team knew those comments were detrimental to his standing, and they don't want to do any more damage. Damage control at this point. Nope, we're not debating her anymore. You know, if this is as strong as we're going to get, we don't want to decrease for the election. Whatever. But yeah, you were going into Diddy?
Yeah, here we go.
The unsealing of a 3-count indictment charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution. The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and the present, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. As alleged in the indictment, to carry out this conduct, Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity, including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice. Let me say a little bit more about the charges. The indictment alleges that Combs abused and exploited women and other people for years, and in a variety of ways. As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sexual performances with male commercial sex workers, some of whom he transported or caused to be transported over state lines. Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs, and he often electronically recorded them.
The legendary
Freak-offs
freak-offs
sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial sex workers, and often involved a variety of narcotics, such as ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB, which Combs distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of other famous people parties, or not even famous, you know.
Sounds like a wild time. Like, so yeah, they got to do for 3 counts. Who's they say racketeering, trafficking. Wait, sorry.
Charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution.
Yeah.
I heard the sex trafficking could be his
2008 and the present.
Sorry.
Because, you know, obviously you're transporting across state lines, so I heard that could be the. I mean, because everything else just sounds like sexual deviancy is what we're going to get them on. You know.
I mean, racketeering is that's dealing with money and
that shit sounds scary. Ever since they got the mob, that shit.
Coercion.
Didn't a bunch of mobsters go down for racketeering? I'm not even sure what racketeering exactly is.
Yeah, let me Google racketeering. I don't remember.
I think they caught a bunch of mobsters like Lucky Capone or not Lucky Capone, Lucky Luciano and shit.
Said pattern of illegal activities carried out by criminal enterprise to make money, often linked to organized crime, fraud, extortion, bribery, drug trafficking, murder, gambling, arson, robbery, and dealing in obscene matters. So could be a range of things.
Mm-hmm.
Fraud, extortion, bribery, drug trafficking, murder, gambling, arson. Just illegal activities to get money.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to believe that Diddy is now to me, like this is just me. All the deviancy that you just listed off in that video and the racketeering and the sex trafficking, that's up for debate.
They didn't mention the baby oil at all.
What he did to that girl in that video was what he needs to be indicted for. Like
1,000 bottles.
1,000 bottles.
Bruh, come on. Like that's a little order though. I was talking about it. Yeah, 1,000 bottles. Not 100, but 1,000. Damn, bro. Like, was he getting like shipments of this shit to like crates?
He was making like, the fastest slip and slide, do whatever.
They gotta bring that shit on a U-boat. They gotta bring that shit on a U-boat and shit, man. Like that's just like, come on. But yeah, what he did to that girl is way more despicable. Maybe because we saw the video and I can't measure racketeering and everything, but I saw that video and that's character. They don't need to assassinate this character any further than what that video did. But now if he's guilty of all this shit, obviously he should go down for it. But I feel like there's money involved, you know, because honestly, let me ask y'all, before all this, before that Cassie video came out, if somebody had invited you to a Diddy party, would you have gone? If somebody said, "Hey, Frank, Juice, and Derek, and D, yo, y'all want to go to a Diddy party?" I might have before. I
probably would have went. I don't know. Maybe before I had kids and like before I like I would be so tired. I'm tired now. Like imagine having to go to a Diddy party. Like I feel like that would be so exhausting.
As soon as you go in, they hand you your own bottle of baby oil. You get a complimentary bottle of baby oil.
I'm like, fine.
Yeah, you know. Let me cover my
all right. Let's
get this over with, you know.
Where's the slip and slide?
You seen the video of Diddy frisking?
You put the baby oil on. It's like, don't forget to leave with your goodie bag of $1 million. She's like, fine.
Fine.
You seen the video of Diddy supposedly frisking Justin Bieber when he got off the plane? like a little short clip, like 30 seconds. He was kind of like feeling him up, touching him, see if he had a microphone and all that stuff, you know. So now shit like this comes out, you're like, he probably could very well have been feeling him for a microphone. Shit, a camera or something.
Quick side note: Justin Bieber has literally been like harassed publicly by like mad celebrities, like on talk shows or like interviews or like verbally and physically. So like it's very unfortunate that dude had to go do that. That's kind of what fucked him up, you know.
Justin Bieber always
like
has
Letterman making like comments, like Leah Remini making comments, like Diddy, you know, because that was his protege, right? Oh, well, Usher he was Usher's protege, but then like he passed him along to Diddy, and I was like, imagine. Anyway, back to Diddy.
Justin Bieber always equate to like the Michael Jackson effect, like those child stars who just blow up like beyond any expectation, you know.
Chris
like,
Brown too.
You don't have a chance to be a normal kid. That will fuck you up when you turn into an adult.
Too much power too early, man. Too much money too early. What do you do? You already did everything.
Yeah.
Now I gotta kill people.
But you know, Diddy, I'm definitely going to a Diddy party, and if I get my own bottle if they handed me a bottle of baby oil when I walked in a Diddy party, I would be thinking to myself like, what the fuck am I about to experience in this joint? And I now in my older age, my wisdom, I would know I should be scared for my life because something's probably gonna happen to me.
Yeah, if I was younger, hell yeah, I would definitely go.
100%.
My younger days. But like, here's the thing though, man. Like we've known Diddy's been a fucked up individual for a long time.
Bruh,
y'all gonna act like we ain't know this? We knew this.
I was listening to Ready to Die, which is Biggie's first album. And just recently too, last couple of weeks. And you know, Diddy had that time where he's he's always talking in the background. All I'm thinking in my head is like, shut the fuck, you're ruining music for me. I can't go back and listen to G Dep because you talking in the background for this, man. Like we hated it then. We damn sure hate it now. You know what I'm saying? Like, shut the fuck up and let me listen to Biggie, man.
He just had to be
talking all over the outro for the song is just Diddy talking and shit. Yeah, you know where we at. Yeah. Shut the fuck up, man. Like, damn. It just irked me. It just irritated me in the moment. Yeah, it's just irritating. I'm like, Diddy, shut your deviant ass up, man.
Yeah.
Now, 100% he's a deviant, and he's guilty of something because that video for Cassie showed the level to which he's willing to stoop. If you're doing that personable to a female who you are sleeping and having a relationship with, imagine what you do in business to somebody you don't give a fuck about, right? Like, so when you're getting these prostitutes to travel across state lines, you know, you say they weren't given a fair deal. Years later, here's their get back, motherfucker. Yeah, I did come across state lines and you knew what I was coming. But then it comes into the question of, are they consenting adults or is he the one in the wrong for transporting them?
Transportation of illegal things like prostitution
women fly out
illegal
for sex all the time. Instagram models do that shit all the time. You know, so if they were consenting
prostitution
for sex, if the women were consenting to come out for sex, yes, for prostitution, yes. If the women were consenting, how is Diddy held liable for that?
Because he's doing it to them.
Because he hosted the party.
Because he's doing it. He's the one doing the transportation.
I guess, I guess you're right. Yeah, if he provided the transportation for,
it's like Epstein. Like it's literally the Epstein situation. It's like why? Yeah, like, no, you can't do that. You can't be moving people around for sex and all kinds. And the whole racketeering part of it makes me just think that there's a whole lot of other, like, imagine how he was manipulating these women or men, whoever, like who these people he was moving around. Like he was definitely, it wasn't no clean operations. He was taking advantage. Like, so here, there was a thing there, recently he had applied for bail, so he's not getting out at this point. And I heard like this might be like when they arrest him, that's probably the last time this dude is going to be free because we know they did their work, right? If the federal government comes out to charge you with something, it's like they have what they need.
Something.
They got what they need to do this. This isn't frivolous. This isn't local. This is this is the federal government who's going out the way to arrest a billionaire.
They can charge
they
you
don't want
and arrest you, but depending on what they have will depend on what sentence you face or what punishment you face. So they have something, obviously, because they wouldn't have been able to arrest him if he didn't. So we just have to wait and see what this something is and how concrete it is. You know.
I mean, yeah, but they denied his bail twice.
I guess my compassion for human beings is like, I hate the fact that this guy was on top of the world, right? Was relatively quiet, like as far as entertainment goes. You know, still present in the world of business and fashion and everything, and then now to be locked in a jail cell, bro, I bet you Diddy's in that cell just thinking about every fucked up thing that he's done. And you know he's a fucked up person because of what he did to that girl. How you treat your women, your kids,
to his artists.
Reflection on you.
Yes,
you
definitely to Cassie.
Yeah, and that
but
right there.
To his artists, to his friends.
You were a shitty businessman. Now he was smart because he made a lot of money, but you were obviously not a stand-up person. So why should I give you the benefit of the doubt? You punched this girl, you kicked this motherfucking girl in her head. You know what I'm saying? Imagine what he's going to do to you when he's in a business dealing with you. So yeah, I give the feds the benefit of the doubt right now.
Damn,
I don't know.
Crazy. It's almost as if he did it to himself.
Yeah, karma's a bitch.
Yeah, most famous, rich, powerful men do, right? Like Epstein did it to himself. You know?
Thing is, most of them don't get caught.
Yeah.
Like, I can only imagine what Elon Musk got going on.
It's crazy. It's like the R. Kelly thing, right? Like, people knew he was doing this for years and no one came. Now, we heard rumors about R. Kelly and even Diddy, right? But nobody came with anything concrete. There were athletes who were going to those parties. There were other entertainers and moguls, and nobody wanted to come forward, like, and say that some fucked up shit was going on. It shows the level of power that he had, right?
Yeah,
Somebody brought up a good point. Didn't he pause the Video Music Awards or something? He told them they weren't going to break. You remember this? It was years ago. They were trying to go to break from like either the Source Awards or the BET Awards or something. And it was like a real quick thing. And he was like, nah, we're not going to commercial. We're not going to commercial. I was watching the clip on YouTube, and I remember watching this dream, man. It was like the BET Awards or something. And they were ready to cut to go to commercial, but Diddy was on stage with some other people. He said, nah, we're not going to commercial. Y'all staying on. We're not going to commercial. And they held on Diddy for like another 30, seconds or so, 45 seconds, a minute. And, to have that level of power where you could call not going to commercial, right? Like, bills need to be paid, I guess Diddy was a powerful figure amongst entertainment, and we just didn't know how powerful until now. The only question is, the same thing with Epstein, is like, who was at your party, bro? And what was happening there?
So did you hear that a lot of people resigned like right before his arrest, like from their positions in like New York and California?
Who's the
like
guy
in the entertainment?
Yep. Shit. What's the guy's name? He resigned like last week. Damn, I can't. Okay, anyway. I did see that.
Yeah. So it's like, I'm sure like people, like if it's true that he was like recording like all the stuff that went down in this, and they got these drives and they got all the videos of shit, people like just imagine like the pool of just hot material.
100% believe that he had those rooms tapped with microphones and cameras.
He absolutely 100%. Did.
Yeah,
racketeering.
You're coming on my property. Yes. They're like, yeah, you agreed to come here, right? I'm going to record you.
Now take these drugs and fuck these people.
That level of power, yeah.
On camera. You're on candid camera.
I heard that's a good
go back in the day?
Racket. That's a good racket for sports teams, right? Which is why like the NFL and owning a sports franchise is so big, because you gain a lot of political advantage on people, because you need, even in entertainment, Diddy's case, right? Like you need to get leverage over people. So you invite them to parties, come hang out with these rich and famous people, come to this football game. Everybody loves football, right? And what they do is they tap the rooms. I know it sounds conspiracy theorist.
No, it's the thing people do. Epstein was doing that shit.
They bring in women, drugs, whatever. They get shit on you. That's how you get people to trust you, right? I guess maybe that's how it works. But
I mean, you
Yes,
give
Diddy
people like a good time and what they want, you know, and they'll come back for more.
they would have been like, I'd have been at a Diddy party, and they'd have been like, yo, there, we got just this crazy evidence on you. I'd be like, what was I doing? He's like, man, you was fucking up all the chicken wings in that joint, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? They wouldn't have caught me on camera with no underage girl. I'd have been eating all the chicken wings. Like, man, you ain't leave nothing for us, man. Like,
Just
you know
like
what I'm
D, greedy ass.
Yeah, like,
They had up all the chicken wings.
they catch me on camera with like a 13-year-old. Nah, they caught me on camera. I'd have been in, yeah, so they eating chicken and shit, man. Damn. But whatever. You know, it's their own fault. If okay, whatever.
No, there was a what was it? So there was this case. One of the people who so Diddy had tried to like this is recent, where Diddy had tried to like bribe some guy who was in jail. I don't know the guy's name. And you know, I'm not really following this that closely, but like he had tried to bribe or buy the guy's silence, and they're saying like this might have been one of the things that like pushed this over, or one of the last things they needed to like actually release this whole thing. But like Diddy had tried to convince him to just keep quiet about something, and offered this dude who's in prison like $2 million, $3 million to stay quiet. And so the guy like denied it or didn't. He just was like, no. And so he sued Diddy for something. I don't know. I don't know the details of the story. But anyway, the end result was this guy won like he ended up getting like $100 million as like what has to be paid for from the case.
That's ridiculous, and that's the only reason a prisoner would turn down $2 million is they knew they could get more. You know, I guess that's no question. I know what I got. And the only time you would offer hush money is if you're guilty. You know what I mean? I'm not going to pay you if you don't have something. So yeah, 100%. You know, even Diddy with all these cases with the women and trafficking and all that, if he's offering hush payments, he's guilty. You know what I mean? Like I'm not going to pay you for nothing. If you don't have anything and you came willingly, you know, then yeah, like that's on you. But if I had something to do with you coming out, you know,
his $50 million bond was rejected. It was $50 million bond. And then the judge was like, nope, you actually gotta stay in jail because you're a threat. He considers you a threat to society.
So Dr. K says he sued him for sexual assault. Now, if that's the case, yeah, bro, I don't care how much you pay me, bro. I'm gonna have to take you to court. Okay, you violated my person, man.
Yes,
I got a problem with that. You know, I'm still not walking right because of that. Man. You know? Y'all know Jesus. But yeah, I think it's crazy. Like the level of power and influence that these men have, right? Like business and entertainment, they just go hand in hand. You know, with politics, like, right? Like before Trump was president of the United States, it was seen as cool to be in a picture with Trump. You know, we got pictures with 50 Cent and this EXO rapper, you know, and it was cool. Now you know, I guess it just depends on the times. And I bet you a lot of those people at those Diddy parties,
changes constantly.
They weren't there. I bet you Justin Bieber is like, man, fuck, I shouldn't have went to that Diddy party, man. Shit. You know, he got me over there doing some shit on camera. You know,
you know, like Cats was like definitely trying because you know, in a way, that's how they make their name. You know, because you have to like suck up to somebody like Diddy. And Diddy's like, yo, come to this party. You're like, well, guess I gotta go.
The Hollywood culture.
Part of your job, you know.
And we want to mythologize it and act like it's not what it is, but it is like that. There is a hierarchy. Like Epstein didn't come out of nowhere. That's the way it works, you know. And there were
like he spent all his resources building this network, and he's the guy who's the connection. He's the guy who can get people whatever they want. And that sometimes that should be women or underage women, whatever, underage girls.
I will say somebody hyped up Diddy, and they said, you know, whatever you think about Diddy right now, you can't deny the fact that he's a smart businessman, bro. He didn't get to that level
Smart businessmen don't have to do illegal shit.
Oh yeah, smart businessman doesn't mean you're a good man. It just means that you have a level that we should all.
He's a corrupt, crooked businessman.
Oh,
I don't like giving. I don't like giving people who are bad. Like
Dr. K said, Justin Bieber was one of Diddy's victims. Hey, come on, Dr. K, come on now.
It's likely, man. It's very likely.
Why he gotta be a victim? Justin Bieber could have had his own victims while he was there. Come on now.
Why
he
not
was
both?
touching Justin Bieber. Yeah, he was, man. But no,
I just don't like giving like people who are like undeniably bad like the props of being like maybe outside of like a comic book villain was like, oh yeah, this comic book villain was like, yeah, he was smart. Like we talk about Palpatine, like, oh yeah, no, he was smart. He was he played it, but like you don't want to be like
into an empire. He was smart.
But that was a story, like that's all contrived. But when you have somebody like a real life who's like actually like hurt people, who actually unless you want to be like, oh, this guy was smart. He abused all these people and didn't get caught for years. And like I'm like, oh, I don't want to like call him smart. I don't want to give him like positive view, It's like he actually hurt people. He actually did shit. Not like a character.
I know somebody was saying, and this, of course, this is going to be controversial, right? But like Hitler, right? Like saying that Hitler was a great man, and obviously Hitler wasn't a great man. He was a monster who murdered millions of people, right? But he did rise within the power structure of Germany to become this authoritative dictator,
monster.
And
still.
So in that sense, he was. I could see that, So same thing kind of with Diddy. He's like, I'm not trying to.
You could say he was a powerful monster.
Diddy didn't murder millions of people, obviously, but he was a great man in the sense that he.
There's a story, and Dr. K, can you provide us any details on this? But there was a story where he may have made somebody disappear.
Who did he?
Maybe.
Oh, I 100% believe that. Yeah. Power, bro. You don't do what I want.
She said Lil Wayne was a victim. Oh, wasn't Lil Wayne a victim too? Question mark.
Hey, come on, man. Why you stop allegedly?
Lil Wayne was somebody's victim. You see this guy? He's going through shit.
Allegedly, Lil Wayne. Well, that's how that lean, and you could tell that years ago with Lil Wayne because he just couldn't talk.
Baby was.
I remember Lil Wayne. I saw an interview with Lil Wayne. They said, "So what do you think about your new album coming out?" He was like, "Well, I mean, I was like, what? Nigga, you can't even talk. This was like 6-7 years ago." I was like, bro, something's wrong with you. It's like talking like he was rapping and shit. I was like, bro, I can't even understand what the fuck you saying, man. And like, yeah, he said, I never experienced no racism. They asked him if he had ever experienced racism. Yeah, I never experienced.
He said, white people love my music. So it can't be no racism.
They show up at your conflict.
Shit works, dumbass. But he's not very smart. He's not a very smart person, and he's not a very good rapper. I don't give nobody says. Look, y'all,
Wayne's a great rapper.
You're crazy.
Especially if he writes his own lyrics. That's what everything hinges on. He writes his own lyrics.
He had good songs. Of course, he doesn't.
Drake had a ghostwriter too, and it's like that impacts whether you write you're a great rapper, bro. But Lil Wayne has some of the most cleverest punchlines I've ever heard.
Absolutely.
Real G's moving silence like lasagna. I'm like, yo, 100%, bro, 100%. You don't hear no G when you say lasagna. That's how I move. It's silence, man.
I saw a whole TikTok about that recently. It's like, what the fuck is lasagna?
Lasagna, yeah.
Say lasagna. What the fuck is lasagna?
Yeah,
lasagna. Oh, that's what Lil Wayne meant.
The fucking G came out of nowhere.
Yeah, he's definitely super clever lyrics. I'm okay, but my watch is sick, and I'm like, yo. What did he just say?
Who told you?
Dr. K must be on her conspiracy theory stuff. That when Jay-Z and Beyonce were dating, one of Jay-Z's mistresses got pregnant and tried to come out and expose Jay-Z. She disappeared several days later. Damn, bruh.
Rumor has it that Puff made her disappear. Hey, this is all alleged. You know what I'm saying? This is not a original.
Allegedly, Puff made her
allegedly. You know what
I
I'm
could
saying?
100% agree if he did. Though.
God damn.
But you have to have the means to be able to pull that off, because I think if a lot of people, if he was doing that at a clip, you would have to compensate Puff for that. That's just how business works, right? Like a lot of rappers wouldn't have so many babies mamas if it was that easy to just make her disappear, you know? So I did hear that Jay-Z was at a couple Diddy parties. So
Oh yeah. I believe it.
Who knows what this fucker has, man? They said Diddy was on suicide watch, which I don't believe. I think that a lot of the media is hyping a lot of this up. He seems
I don't know. You just said like he lost everything. This bro probably sitting in a cell. Like suicide watch would probably be reasonable at this point. Like he's dramatic.
He still has assets. Like Diddy's broke is not our.
He's about to be in jail. He's in jail though.
Yeah, but they didn't
different.
Strip him.
This is being broke.
Paid his taxes. He still owns properties. You know what I mean?
What's that mean if you in jail though? It's not like you can go to him.
It's not like he's completely destitute, is what I'm trying to say. I didn't get the sense that he was. Now I don't know, obviously, but from that apology to Cassie, he didn't seem suicidal. I guess getting all your shit snatched away from you and losing.
Oh, what are you talking about now?
Would make you suicidal? Yeah. No,
well, are you talking about now? Like he was putting on suicide watch, or he was putting suicide watch back then?
I heard he was now. Like since
Well, yeah, it will make sense now since he's probably in a jail cell somewhere,
right?
And with very little prospect of getting out, like, and all of his secrets is being revealed in the public, and now there's a TikTok filter where he'll pop up behind you. But yeah, it's probably might make you suicidal.
Diddy just been going crazy. Damn. You know, that sucks though, man. Like, imagine being at that level of, like I said, power and influence to being in a jail cell now. I mean, Diddy had a house in Miami. They raided this house in Miami, right? They raided this house in California. Man, you had houses coast to coast. You know, now you're in a jail cell. It's like, was it worth it? You know, that sucks, man. It just sucks.
Yeah.
I'm
if only they didn't do crazy illegal shit.
I'm going to admit to myself and you guys here on the Intelligent Idea Talkers podcast. You know, I feel like I
and our millions of viewers.
And I feel like if I was at the level of Diddy, and this is just me being human and admitting my flaws, I feel like it would be hard for me to avoid some kind of deviancy, just because I got money, bro. Like, imagine all the deviant shit I can do. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not talking about like kids, obviously.
So we talk about why billionaires are evil now.
But like, I might, Frank, you know what I'm saying? That might be a thing or two I might get into that, could be considered, deviant.
Look, you can smoke weed, that's fine. Just don't rape nobody.
And of course, obviously, nobody like, I never got the whole underage thing. Like, what is the appeal, bro? Like, you're a famous actor, entertainer, you can get someone of age, bruh. Like, anytime you go over the cross the line of like underageness, that's where the criminality really comes in. Like, come on, man.
I think it's a personality thing, if I had to guess. I think it's a power dynamic that they like. Like, powerful people like power, and they like, that's like a thing that like they crave. So like they want it in all aspects, and like how do you have more power over somebody than like a rich adult billionaire over a teenager? Like, I think it's a power dynamic, man. Like,
yeah,
like they say like usually like when people take like advantage of women sexually, like it's not about like the sex, it's about the domination.
Power, yeah, the domination, yeah.
And like, yeah. I think that's kind of like a personality thing. Like, what do you call? I don't know. That's my guess. Like there's a whole lot of like, I don't know. Never mind.
Now, of course, me, Juice, and Frank not being billionaires, we can't really attest to what we would do. But I'm saying hypothetically,
I would have a Gundam.
Get into some deviant shit, and I'm not talking about like smoking weed.
Like an actual one.
About, like, buying out a strip club. You know what I mean? Like, how can I not? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm Diddy, bro. I got Diddy money. Like, you know, I might have a wild night or two. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you get where I'm going. It's nothing underage though. It's just, you know.
But then, imagine that wasn't enough for him though. He couldn't just go to a place that had a wild night. This nigga had to create the wild night places.
They say that once you reach a certain
That's
level,
a personality thing.
You've experienced everything. It's like the only thing to experience is the inexperience of it, and you know. So, I guess maybe progressively as the years go on, I might get worse and worse in my deviancy, which is the power of money, the seduction of money, right? Like when I'm a man of means, I can get what I want. I'm not used to being told no. I can understand the allure of the power and the evil because I'm a flawed human being, and I get it. We're not perfect, but
therefore, billionaires
underage girls
are evil.
And don't whoop your girlfriend's ass in the fucking hotel of the fucking, you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Like, right there, you were a piece of shit. Right there, we judged you. We knew if you're willing to do that to your girl, then imagine what you do in business and other dealings. You know what I mean? Like there probably is some shady shit going on. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah, too much money, too much power.
It's the Epstein.
No interest in mobile suits or like genetic engineering to like make your own dinosaurs. There's no interest in that shit. This nigga wanted to throw parties and get people drunk and fucked up and then have sex with them. Like, imagine you could do it $1 billion. Like, I give Elon Musk like some credit for like kind of manipulating the creation of SpaceX, right? Like,
kind of keeping his hubris in check a little bit, you know.
Sure, almost. At least he has interest. He has some interest aside from his Nazi shit. He has some interest, right? Like in technology, he has interest in technology, right? So like he can invest money into these fun things on the side, right? But Diddy's whole goal was to like, I'm going to be the black Epstein, like, like I'm gonna be. Yeah, it's bad, man. Like he didn't have any good intentions with this shit. This nigga wanted to be that guy.
Yeah, but it kind of leads you into, you know, like imagine now he was the guy that was out front in the forefront, like the one in the public eye. Like imagine the people behind the scenes who gave him their blessings and, you know, the more powerful figures. How far does the rabbit hole go? You know, like, and that's why I don't think we'll ever get a conclusion. We still don't have a conclusion to Epstein. Like, who was on this list, bro? Like, who were these people that were frequenting your place, or you know what I mean? Like
Trump.
I don't think we'll ever get a conclusion.
Trump.
It'll never happen. I think Puffy at the end of the day is going to be the fall guy, and everything is going to be pinned on him. Somebody got to go down. It's all right, bro.
I mean, is he the fall guy when it's his shit though?
Yeah, because I don't
like the fall guy usually implies is the underling. So you're implying that there's somebody above Puffy?
100%. He wasn't the most powerful man in the land, you know. Like there were enablers around him, people who allowed, and I'm not talking about like the people who attended his parties. I'm talking about like the people who backed him financially to give him the power to, because they knew what he was into, you know. It's a culture thing, man. Like,
he could just be like, nah, like he's been done.
Diddy wasn't doing all this to, you know, just there were people coming to those parties who he was trying to impress, and some of those same people who enabled him were those. We'll never get a conclusion. Diddy is the fall man. He's gonna take the fall.
It's not the fall man. I mean, look, I'm all right. I'll agree that he's probably not. He's definitely not the most powerful man in the land. There's rich white billionaires we've never heard of, right? Diddy's definitely the public eye, but like as far as being the fall guy, if he's a fall guy, he's the fall. No, he's not the fall guy. Fall guy implies you're taking the rap for something you didn't do. I 100% am sure that he organized the things that he's getting in trouble for. Like I feel like that's within his scope of the Diddiness that is him, right? That is his like thing. Like he's definitely into doing shit like that.
Yeah.
Like he likes being that guy. He had the didn't recently he get the key to the city in New York? Like he likes being that guy up front. He likes being that person and he likes so I definitely think he did all the shit because he likes being that person who does the shit.
He likes being the boss, the man in charge.
Yeah. He likes being the boss, yeah.
Like you brought up even from the very beginning of all this, when we first talked about Diddy, you're right. We always knew there was something shady about that motherfucker because he would never shut up in people's songs and whatnot. Like, even back in the 90s,
and the way he left him dry, the way he let Shine take the fall.
Right. And it was so many one-hit wonder artists, you know?
Yeah.
He probably has
Too
been
many.
like this for a long time. Probably has, yeah. But
anyway, karma's a bitch. Just like Dr. K says.
Until this case right now, I could not have gave two shits about Diddy, you know?
No, I mean,
it sucks for him. Sucks for him, man. Like, you know, hopefully if you ever get out of this, you know, at some point, and I know there are different charges.
I ain't thought about Diddy till this shit happened.
Some people thought Michael Vick could never come back, man. I remember Michael Vick. Hey, he's a starting quarterback, had the dog fighting. People hated that motherfucker. You know, people love dogs. And I know it's different. It's not human sex trafficking, but people hated Michael Vick, bro. And he came back, you know, so hopefully Diddy could do some philanthropy work and, you know, maybe he can.
From inside jail.
He's not always going to be in jail. They're holding him right now until trial. He's got to go to a trial. So we'll see how long, what he gets. I mean, he might not even get jail time at the trial. So
he's got to make it out of jail.
Dr. K says he killed Biggie Smalls. He might have. He might have been complicit. I at least heard he was complicit.
I definitely think
the only reason
had
I
his hand
don't
involved.
Biggie was his biggest cash cow. That was his artist. Like, you're not going to kill your assets.
Did he get his one hit out of Biggie? He got a couple hits out of Biggie.
Yeah, he could have at least gotten two more.
We're done here.
Yeah.
That's how he does, man. That's how he operates. Get a couple hits.
Right. And there's a track record.
Like,
we're
done here.
Artists over multiple years, bro.
Mm-hmm.
One hit wonder.
Suge Knight.
One album, that's it. One album, that's it. So, shit.
Same kind of character. Anyway, yeah, man. That's just wild, man. So, yep. Another one bites the dust.
Yeah. Sucks to be Diddy, man. My bad. I don't know.
Y'all on camera.
I would hope that.
I like my German mug.
Oh,
Claudia brought it for me from Germany.
Nice.
It says
munching.
Yep. Which is definitely what I'm about to do after this. I'm about to get something to eat. I'm about to be munching.
Yeah, I'm hungry as hell. But yeah, man, damn it. You know, somebody asked me, said, how long is y'all podcast gonna be tonight? I said, man, at least 2.5, 3 hours, man. We cannot keep that shit under 3 hours to save our life, bro. I swear to God, man.
Man.
Dr. K says no. Biggie was distancing himself from Puff. I don't think so. I think Biggie was on board because remember they came out with Ready to Die. That was Biggie's first album, and then the second one was a double disc, which came out right before he died. What was the second album called? So you know, whenever they sign an artist, they're contractually obligated to come out with multiple albums if that's in their contract, right? So. You know, even though like Biggie's first album came out, he blew up, the fame came, everything like that. He might have grown a little more distant from Puff, but Puff, they still needed each other at that point. Like there was no other artist that Puffy had on his slate. I guess maybe Mary J. Blige. Was Mary J. Blige there underneath Biggie? I think so. I think she was there at the same time Biggie was. Because remember around that time, that's when her and Method Man came out with that song, I Need, I'll Be There For You. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I don't know if he was trying to distance himself. Like, I think Biggie was happy where he was. You know.
Oh, you talking about Life After Death?
Life After Death. That's a double disc joint. Yeah, that was a double disc. Did that come out after he died? I thought it came out a little while before he died.
No, it came out. It
might have been right after he died. I think.
It came out after he died.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Which explain the title.
Yeah.
That would be That'd be a weird thing to release before you die.
I think the names were always intended. It's just it was kind of following that theme, Ready to Die, and then Life After Death.
Okay.
Ready to Die was a shit, man. I was always an East Coast. I mean, you know, obviously growing up Northern Virginia, I liked East Coast music, so the Woo. But like Ready to Die was like that album was hard, man. Like that's back when hip hop like it like got in your bones, man. Remember the first time you heard Low End Theory or like some Tribe Called Quest? What was the other joint they had with a world tour?
Yeah.
Love Movement album.
Midnight Marauders.
That shit was tight, man.
Midnight Marauders. Yeah.
Midnight Marauders.
You just don't get that feeling anymore. Yeah. Everything is mumble Lil Wayne rap now. Yeah.
No, we got Kendrick. Kendrick's really good.
Oh yeah, Kendrick. You heard they're mad that because the Super Bowl is in New Orleans and Kendrick is performing at the Super Bowl. They're mad that Lil Wayne didn't get invited to perform at the Super Bowl because it's in New Orleans and he's one of the biggest stars from New Orleans. You know, and I'm like, bro, these rich white executives for the NFL don't give a shit what y'all think. You know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna get Kendrick. Like he's had one of the biggest albums of this or the biggest songs of this year, biggest hits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That Not Like Us joint blew up. Like everybody.
Oh my god, that's gonna be so great to see on stage at the Super Bowl.
This could be a whole nother topic, but do you guys think that that Kendrick catapulted his newfound kind of like stardom, even though he's already a star, like off of Drake's back? Like, did Drake unintentionally give Kendrick a boost as far as his cachet?
He gave him a reason to make Not Like Us.
Right.
So he was a catalyst for that, but Kendrick was already, we already know Kendrick was already great.
Yeah, we did. We did.
And like, that's the only reason, remember, like the whole thing was about the whole top three. Like Kendrick was already in the discussion.
Cool. Like pop star level cool, you know?
Yeah.
Was he that before?
I don't know if he would have, I don't know. Would he have normally, without this, would he have been Super Bowl material? I don't know. I would argue
probably not. Probably not, because this is definitely more of a political move.
Yeah, and he's like really, really black. Like, Kendrick is like really like he can be like pretty anti-cop sometimes. Like, imagine how long it takes him to like them. I mean, like the powers that be to be okay with like Snoop Dogg or like
so Dr.
Ice Cube. Them niggas had to turn an entire leaf and be like, we love the cops now. Before them niggas even got anywhere close to something like a
Dr.
Super
K
Bowl.
corrected me. She said that the Super Bowl thing has nothing to do with Lil Wayne. Based on the rule, the city chooses the artist, and they're mad that the city of New Orleans chose Kendrick. So it wasn't the NFL owners. It was city of New Orleans. That's why the New Orleans artists are mad, because New Orleans is hosting the Super Bowl. They wanted the New Orleans people to pick.
Are New Orleans people really worried about Lil Wayne?
I think this definitely did give him the opportunity to do this.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like, you know, kind of like going off of Drake's back, right? Like this has just been a unique year for him. You know, especially like highlighted by this battle or that massacre, I should say.
Like almost like a resurgence, right? Because
I don't know about resurgence, because like I agree with Kaiman. Like he's always been like on that level, but at the same time, like this situation, like has definitely, I would say, enhanced his exposure. Like it's not like he needed it, but it enhances exposure enough that like everybody's bumping Not Like Us. You know, like everybody.
That shit does go hard. Like
I was bumping that earlier then.
Like, that shit is hard. And the video is cool. I watched the video the other day.
And then like, you know, BBL Drizzy was another like kind of like fallout from that. But like people are bumping that song, so like he is like right now at the top of the chain. So of course, you know, they're gonna try to market that as much as possible. You know, companies are gonna try to market that as much as possible. The city may have chose, but like the city chose because Kendrick's on top right now.
He's got one of the biggest hits of 2024. Like, yeah.
Maybe
He's got everybody's
in a
attention.
decade.
Yeah.
I would say at least the past 5 years.
Like I'll give it to like Drake that like, hey, you fucked up and giving this and creating the catalyst, right? So yeah, you created the catalyst in which this could be created.
I just think that this has made Kendrick become more, not more noticed, but like just noticed by different entities that maybe wouldn't have considered him.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I mean that song is to the point now where like you don't even need the lyrics; you just hear the music and people start dancing. You know, like
you just hear those horns. As soon as you hear those horns,
like
then you're locked in. You know.
I mean, think about it. You can skateboard to that song. You can perform gymnastics to that song. Like you can just I think you're right, Frank. It's just like a moment in time. It's like that just goes anything like skateboarding. You can do anything in that. You know, dance recitals and everything.
Touchdown pass.
Anything. Yeah, you can play it at the halftime of a basketball game.
You have the Kids Bops version.
Yep.
They're
unlike us. They're unlike us.
They're unlike us. They're unlike us.
You know, it's crazy about that song because we know what the song is about, but it just shows that the majority don't listen to lyrics. You know what I'm saying? Like they're concerned with like the hook. Bro. All you need is a hook and a beat, right? That's what they say.
There have been
the mixture of any great hit is a hook and a beat.
There have been songs in multiple eras. There has been like that one defining song in multiple eras, man. Like we had Gangnam Style for a while.
Oh yeah, sure.
And then we had Hot in Here for a while there.
Hot in Here. Yeah.
All Star was another one. Like it fucking like I wouldn't say it defined a generation, but it was like that song you could not fucking get away from.
Yeah,
I hate to say it. Even R. Kelly has a bunch of them, man. Like was a Step in the Name of Love.
Yeah.
Like,
true.
I believe
you can hear that in church.
I believe I can fly. The Space Jam jump, man.
Yeah, like there's so many. There's been
holy shit.
There's always gonna be like these like songs that are kind of like you said moments in time where like you just cannot get away from the song, and I believe Not Like Us is that song for at least these past like this year, and maybe beyond. You know,
it's been at least 3 months where I've been hearing that song just randomly, like commercials. You know, people listening to it on you know.
If there's a way to cash in on that, companies
gotta do it.
Companies they will try. So. Hence,
hey, you right though, Frank. Gangnam Style, that shit was like, you're right. It was almost at the level of that. Because you heard that. I think Gangnam Style was a little more international, probably than Not Like Us. I mean, I don't know.
It's definitely international and here too.
Gangnam Style, that shit was you could they were
Gangnam Style
everywhere.
You know?
I still don't think I ever listened to the song all the way through.
Well, yeah, that's it's just the beat and the hook. Open Gangnam Style. You need the beat and the hook, you know. So they not like us. I'm about to get over here and listen to Not Like Us right now. Shit.
I know, right? Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, dude, like seriously, dude, like she was hooky. It was catchy.
The video was cool. You know,
it was. It's a Bible guy watching.
All right, fellas, man. Damn, any other thoughts, man? You know.
I
swear, the next cast we got to do in person, man. We got to do an in-person cast, man. It's been too long. It's been too long.
Medals.
Hey, congratulations.
They gave us this big ass like medal, man. It was heavy.
I hear. So I can hear. God
that shit is a solid iron, man.
Yeah. So I survived the what they call it, Spartan race.
Yeah,
nice,
that's not
that joint was.
Feel, you know what I mean? It was a solid iron.
Shit was terrible.
Terrible.
Like I was. The Tough Mudder was hard. This joint was harder than Tough Mudder.
Yeah.
Like I had to take the next day off because like I couldn't really like I was trying to type. I couldn't type because like all these ropes and climbing stuff. Like it was way more climbing than I thought. like the ropes. Like I was trying to type, and my fingers just like.
Yeah, that's a whole different muscle group climbing ropes and typing. Yeah,
I knew it was a good idea to get sick that day.
You got playing that sickness. Yeah, but nah, that joke was crazy, man. Like, so made it, but yeah.
Yeah, man. Hey, congratulations, man.
Thank.
You know, you gotta have balls just to even attempt it. Man. So,
all right. So y'all next time ready? You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah.
Come on. Be like we start prepping early. You know what I'm saying?
And I do my COVID boost.
Hey, look, Frank. Yeah.
Like, I was like, hey, watch out for that.
Yeah, I'll be the guy standing on the side handing you a water. There's just a random spot. Like, hey, here you go, man. Keep going, man. That's like one of the marathon guys.
We could check a sis boom bar. Like juice, rah, rah, rah.
Yo, they had us carrying sandbags through the woods.
Bruh.
What?
Yes.
Yeah, what the hell,
dude?
Like I did one. I didn't do the next jump. Like there was like, there was some shit I was just like, I can't do it.
Hold on, real quick before we go, break down the whole race. Like break down the whole. How long was it?
So it was 5K, was like 3 miles, but like you running through the woods, and like
I'm sure they had obstacles and all that. So break it down. Like you first lined up with. How did you feel? You felt confident?
Yeah, I was confident. Like there was like I was surprised how many black people there were. Like I think that was like that's I think like that was like the first surprising thing was like I didn't realize there were so many black people just down to do something like this. Mm-hmm. So like the whole time, like I was just encountering new. I was like, "What's up? You good?" No, like nobody's looking. But like, but there was people from all walks of life. Like there was church people that they had a like a kids obstacle version of it.
Yeah.
So that was like the first thing to me that I was like surprised about. So like they told us to go. We hit the jump. Everybody's running, right? We good. We jogging. We pacing. We're not sprinting, but we pacing.
I was just about to say. So is it a race, obviously, but are you sprinting?
No. Like that's the thing. Like it's you're running if you want to get good time, but believe me, dude. Like after like 30 minutes of running, you're walking. Like you're walking. So like I'm running. Like I'm keeping pace. These guys ahead of me are just like, I don't know. They're like military. I don't know. But anyway, we keeping pace. We hit the first obstacle, which is just like you jump this bar. So hit that jump, cleared it, move on. Right? Hit a higher bar. Climb up that jump, cleared it, right? Run. Then what's the next one we hit? I don't know, and there was so many. Like at one point we did hit the spear throw.
What was the most difficult that you had to face?
The one I couldn't do. All right, so one of the hardest ones was that sandbag I was telling you about, right? Yeah. So you had there was a fucking medicine ball, dude. They had you pick up a medicine ball.
That shit looks painful just thinking about it, man.
Like it was like a big ass, like I don't know, it was like 100 pounds. It was crazy. I don't know how much it weighed, but you had to lift that jump and like walk up past the flag and back and drop it, and they keep running. So, and this whole time, dude, you're running through the woods, and it's like it's super dusty. Like I guess it was lucky it wasn't like that rainy. But like, there's like dust everywhere, so you're eating the dust in the air, and then you get through that jump. Then you hit the. I guess the hardest zone was probably the sandbags for me. So it was the sandbags, which I did do. It just took forever, and then there was another one where you're supposed to carry like a kettle or like a tin or something full of like rocks. And I was like. Nah, can't do it. It was too far along. It was too far along. This was like an hour and 30 minutes in, and I'm like, no, at this point, I'm hiking through the woods, right? Like there ain't no race no more. It's just like we're walking, we're hiking. Everybody else is talking, we hiking. You know what I'm saying? Like one dude, any dude I was running with for a while though, his shoe just like exploded. It was like the sole of his Nikes just came apart. Yeah, this is just like I don't know, man. It's like I keep going, gotta keep going.
So you're going through the woods. There's no beaten path.
There's a path. There's a path.
Okay, right.
But you're deep in the woods, right? And here, so it's like a waves, right? So like the main course is kind of like this area, and you're off in the woods. So every time you're going out and you're coming back, right? And you're going out and you're coming back, and you're going out and you're coming back, and like these like long convoluted paths, right? But yeah, like I think like the hardest ones were like the 10s, and then there was one other one I couldn't do, which was like the rope climb, which I just couldn't figure out you climb the rope, you're supposed to like loop your feet around the.
Yeah.
Like if it was earlier on, I probably could just pull myself up with my arms.
I was about to say, probably by that time.
But it was like 2 hours in, and I'm like at that point I'm just like
I don't even want to look
just sliding right down. It was like nothing. I couldn't do it. But I did everything else, and it was like 3 I wasn't able to fully do, which is 3 out of 20 is not that bad, but
you finished. So you went to the finish line. You finished the race.
Yeah, I finished the race.
What's the number of people that don't finish, like on average? Because I mean, it's tough, man. Any Tough Mudder or Spartan race is like, what's the number of people? Like, did everybody complete?
I feel like everybody completes it, right? Like if it might take you forever, like nobody's.
It sounds like they give you plenty of time to do so.
Yeah. Like I was in like the second to the last heat, so like I ran at like 10:45, and I think the last heat was like 11:30 or something like that, right? So and as far as I'm aware, like there was nobody I saw like getting caught off by an ambulance or nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was just like everybody was just we was just hiking. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You could try to run for a while, but after like so long, you just end up walking.
Mm-hmm.
And you sliding through the mud, you crawling through the dirt. It's cool. It's terrible, man. When you're
You looked rough in your profile, but I could tell you had seen some shit that day.
Nah, man, like, yeah, like I think it's just like when you're doing it, you're in there and you're like, there's no way I'm gonna make this shit. But you just keep going. I think like that feeling of like this keeping going.
Yeah, the perseverance.
It's kind of like, I don't know. It's like something I don't fucking encounter that often, you know what I'm saying? So it's like other than work, you gotta do work, but I don't know, man. It's just like anyway, so as I was doing that, John, it was fun, man. Like I met people, like we was all suffering together, you know what I'm saying? There was another guy came out, this African dude, and he was just like, man, this is not what I expected it to be.
Yeah, with the accent though. Yeah.
Yeah.
With the accent, yeah.
And I was like, nah, man, yeah, I feel you, dude. I feel you. Like I told people I did Tough Mudder before, and he was like, you did this before? It's like, barely. It was fun though, man.
Hey, look, Frank, I'm glad you got some satisfaction out of that juice. You know what I'm saying? No, seriously, man. I'm proud of you for even attempting. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, this was cool. I'm gonna do this shit again though. I think I can do it again. I think I'll do better next time. It's just now that I know what I'm expecting, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like the Tough Mudder was easier in comparison. Like I was running through the woods there, but it wasn't like I didn't have to carry shit and I didn't have to like climb, like you had like you would climb like the pyramid or whatever, but it wasn't like you weren't like climbing ropes. Oh, fucking monkey bars. It was like 30 of those you had to do.
Damn.
I can still do monkey bars. I'm surprised. I haven't done monkey bars since like high school and shit. Huh?
Are you allowed to wear like gloves or anything? I didn't notice if you had gloves on in your
I didn't, but you can. Yeah, you can bring whatever you bring whatever you
don't
need.
need to get no blisters. I gotta climb ropes and do monkey bars and whatnot.
Yeah, no, I mean I was fine, but it was okay. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. So yeah,
I know you felt that way. So what you're saying is that in the profile picture you didn't feel it, but the next day after that profile picture you was feeling the
No, dude, I was lightheaded as shit, dude. Like you get out that junk and they hand you like they're like, here, have a banana Or they're like, here, take as many of these bananas as you want, have some water, and then here's a beer, and you fucking like Heineken, and so you get the fucking beer, and you just like take a picture, and you're just like, fucking made it, and you just kind of like sit there. I don't know, like you kind of soak it in and be like, oh, I fucking did that shit.
Yeah.
Which is like kind of like the crazy feeling, but like,
yeah, man, that's nice, man.
Yeah, that shit was great, man.
They give you the bananas for the potassium, right? Which helps out.
Yeah, the recovery and shit.
And all that. Yeah. Is that what potassium for? It helps out with cramping and shit.
Think so.
I think so. Yeah, because they give a lot of athletes bananas.
It's it's part of the electrolyte, electrolyte chain that you need in order for your body to kind of get over that stuff. Yeah, you need potassium, magnesium, and sodium.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I'm happy you even attempted, bro, because I like Wi-Fi, and and I know it's a quick race, a couple hours, but
it's a couple hours. Yeah.
And it's good for the experience to say I attempted it, but you got to be in that frame of mind to try it, So yeah, bro, that's cool, man. That's too cool. Well, yeah, man. Any other closing thoughts? Anything else?
So what?
Gucci?
Nah, I'm good. Got everything.
One of these days, we're gonna do a cast that's under 3 hours and 24 minutes. I swear to God. I swear we will. But
Claudine says she heard "Not Like Us" in Germany.
Oh, word.
They not like us. They not like us. That was just a catchy ass beat with a hook, So it's just I'm gonna listen to it as soon as we get off. So, but yeah, guys, I guess that's gonna wrap us up for this installment. The Intelligent Idea Talkers podcast.
Watch pray.
Yeah, I definitely will, man. Frank got pissed at me for a quick second there. Yeah, he got pissed. Yeah,
it's like shit.
I was asking all these intricate questions. He was like, "Dude, watch, pray, bro." Like, so all my questions are answered on pray.
It will answer most of your questions.
All right, I'm gonna check it out. I always heard pray was good. I'm gonna check it out. Well, all right, boys. Hey, man, y'all take it easy, man.
All right.
Good,
guys.
Thanks for watching. Peace.
Later. Peace.
Welcome to the Intelligent Idea Topic